Welcome, adventurers from this plane and beyond.
The bars aren't moving, they're red!
We're peeking the mics because we have anxious crew members today.
Crew members?
Cast members, I don't care.
Shut up.
Crass members.
We're a family here.
This is Camaraderie and Shenanigans. Thank you for joining us. Lauren's back, by the way. We're still missing Brittany. She has a show tonight. Actually, fun little note. Well, on my way here, while I was listening to the radio, they had an advertisement for her show.
That's excellent.
Look at that.
They didn't mention her, which was stupid, but
Should
they
we
did mention
mention
the
the name of
speaker.
the show on
I'm gonna
this
call and
stream?
complain.
I don't know.
She can write it and tell us.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Brittany, text us if you want us to play.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for joining us. We're excited to be here. The only announcement we have today is the one and only Stream Dog is present today, waking him up. It's little Chaplin!
Wake him up.
Chaplin boy!
He looks like he was just...
He
Get
is
ready for 4 hours of
so tired.
Are you a sleepy boy?
He's been sleeping all day.
Yes, look inside your dad's
Everyone
nose.
say,
In your queen bed.
Yes.
Ooh-wee.
That's the wrong reaction to a dog. But not a dog.
No.
Can we start playing this game at
Oh,
some
dog.
point?
Without further ado, sit back, relax, grab a snack, and get ready for camaraderie and shenanigans!
Yeah.
You got a drink?
Do what Keegan's doing.
just go off camera and
Playing a druid now.
The professor multi-classed into druid.
Exactly.
Wild shape.
well shape. Knock over all the dice.
Now
Previously
you return to the lab.
on our group's adventures, they'd find themselves finally landing in Laminsa. It being a little too late to gain their license, they were told to come back after a brief interrogation to get licensing if they wish to cast within the walls of the city. The group went to bed, woke up in the morning, and 3 of our members proceeded to head out and get their licensing finished. Meanwhile, Rangwin and Darik made their way off to the Temple of the Prismatic Knight to see if they couldn't set up Darik in a more financially affordable living situation.
And also to make him not blind,
Section 8.
Potentially.
hopefully.
Poor Dominic.
With the
Calling him
Professor,
off.
Frognan,
We can't afford
and
it.
Kaelus going through their examinations, varying in degrees of intensity, and some with a couple battles with some of the Obscura.
Killed them all.
Obscura.
Where
weak
Kaelus kind of pissed one off.
As I
and
do.
almost got killed in the process. The Obscura going too far seemed they were being pulled away for a punishment, while you were not interrogated afterwards and given a voucher for the temple for 3 days of healing, essentially, should you need it.
It's a weird place.
Healing in setting is necromancy, so it's not allowed.
outlawed.
Mhm.
But I got the exception.
Yep.
Time to sell it. Anyone's looking. Get some gold.
With Kaelus jumping into his ring and flying off to wherever Oz wanted to take him, the rest of the group scattered to the city. Meanwhile, Wolfgang finds himself waiting patiently for Vicky to wake up. Realizing something must be off and hearing an odd scuffle downstairs, heading down, learning that his object of affection, person of affection,
Yeah.
yeah, I said
Although
object.
she
I
is
was
half
like,
object now.
she's got some objects on her. Seem to have had a late night hunting experience.
She done killed someone.
Believes that she may have taken someone's life in the process.
It's a lot of blood.
Just a cog boy.
Allowing herself to rest and placing her in her bed, Wolfgang proceeded to head out and see if he could discern a little bit more information as to what might have transpired that evening.
And then I got distracted real quick.
Real quick.
It's full of booze.
The professor looking further into the events of the city and learning a little bit more about the monster incursion.
Right.
of some ocean-dwelling species making their way upstream into this river,
Megalodon.
into the lake. Some giant sharks and a outburst of vorpal fins seem to have appeared within the lake.
They're just
causing-
regular fish that carry vorpal swords in their mouths.
That's how it works.
They're
They're swordfish.
Not how it works. You made that joke last time and it was just as unfunny.
Daniel's reaction to it, funny.
Great.
Such
It's a
violence.
fire foot.
Give me my pen back. I need to take notes.
Potentially offering up the group's assistance in solving this problem. Frognan resting and retaking the exam a bit with a little more destructive flair this time around. Kaelus seemed to encounter an old fling from his past. Noticing Kendra surrounded by an audience watching him fire dance, essentially. Kaelus, not wanting to have anything to do with this, quickly booked it and ran into Wolfgang and the professor as they met up, heading over to the Bearded Axe to discern if they couldn't find a little bit more about what transpired that evening. All of them heading out there together. They converse, chatted a bit, tried to come up with a plan, and Kaelus revealed a little bit more about his past with Kendra and the state that they find themselves in romantically. It's a little unclear. With the professor's frustration mounting in this experience, he decided to get answers for himself and went off to track down Kendra. Briefly bumping into a very large man, a man who introduced himself as Ziegfane, who is apparently a zealotrous warrior of Lunaris. A brief exchange, a checking out of his sword, essentially. And he walks further into the bar where he meets with these two.
Goddamn right.
And a wrestling match breaks out.
Goddamn
of
right it
course,
does.
between Zieg and Wolfgang, with Wolfgang coming out on top,
Goddamn right I did.
beating Zieg.
I greased them both up and took bets.
Kaelus making a little bit of profit off of
I made
this.
some money too.
He learned the spell grease just for this.
I
Worth
did not
it.
consent to it.
Why did you fight him?
I did fight
He
him,
did get shirtless.
and I
though.
won.
Why did
It was a friendly challenge.
For fun.
It was a wrestling match. It was athletics.
This-
Yes.
fun.
We approached this bar and someone was thrown out the window.
Yes.
He wanted to fight me in the
It's
bar.
a very rough
but I
and
said no.
tumble tavern known as the Bearded Axe.
I didn't not want to fight him inside.
You don't grapple and tell.
No, I do. I'll tell everybody. Can't wait to tell everybody.
Having
Beat that guy's ass.
Having an exchange of names, and Zieg promptly seeing himself out.
He looked at me funny when I said my name.
Seemed like it,
I
yes.
don't like that.
Spread your name out everywhere.
Wolfgang and Kaelus chatted a bit with some members of the Crimson Cog, members of an adventurers guild within the city, who seem to be behaving strangely this day. Talking Bet seems one of their members might be missing or never reported in for a patrol of the city. Concerned that maybe Vicky was involved, keeping a bit of that to themselves. I believe you guys were heading off to the Drowned Roots Tavern to meet back up with the professor. Meanwhile, the professor had a bit of a double entendre conversation with Kendra, realizing just exactly why Kendra and Kaelus tended to hang out.
They're kindred souls.
Yeah,
They're the
Kindred
same.
souls.
they seem to be rather similar people, though Kendra seemed a little more direct to
No
a
evil
point, having very little time to waste. A bit of a bet was had, where some information exchanged or some pages in the professor's journal were read by Kendra. I believe it was a 1-for-1, as they ended up tying.
We were going to continue, but then somebody...
Frognan appearing within and revealing a little too much from his hand was quickly pulled aside by the professor.
Kind of a cock block, you know that?
A little bit. Frognan swiping what appears to be a tiny amethyst from Kendra's pocket right before he left.
Yeah.
Yep. Conversation was had.
He also gave me an amulet.
Yes, and an amulet was given to you from
Why?
Kendra.
What'd you do for it?
sucked his no.
I was about to say that.
Not yet.
It's to get
like,
in
that's
touch
nice.
with him again if I need to.
Mhm.
I'm not
But
calling
in this moment,
skank
with all this
back.
chaos. Oh, and Frognan went shopping, gathering some magical items, components for creating magical items and transcribing scrolls into his spellbook. Meeting up with Paula Othessa, who is the owner of Hemless Heritage.
And Hasbany.
Amidst
Yes.
all the goings-ons of this city, we will come into this moment with Rangwin and Darik, who you two find yourselves currently on a air tram, an air gondola.
An air gondola.
It's similar to the one that you went on for the Skyport, the lighthouse, off to Henla Heights, which is like the middle district of the city.
Okay.
You guys,
Henla Heights?
Henla, Henla.
H-E-L-L-A.
Who we learned was the founder of the city?
One of them.
One of
yes.
the founders.
Henla Heights.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the table learned. I don't know if we all
witch.
learned.
I think he learned.
He learned.
He learned because Henla's heritage.
Yes.
Paula is the descendant of the witch Henla.
Who is?
Paula, the owner of that store.
Oh.
You are making your way eastward on this gondola. Extending before you is essentially like a secondary island detached from this main one, with a beautifully structured building. Very.
Are we talking neoclassical or are we talking Frank Lloyd?
I don't know enough about architecture to give you that answer.
Just say yes.
I just said a bunch of words.
Frank
so.
You did, yeah.
Frank Lloyd, what's his
Art
name?
Right.
Deco
Right.
or modern chic or
Baroque? Is it got a
Or
Baroque
cottage
feel?
core?
It's minimalistic. It's a temple.
What color?
It seems to have a grayish stone
Okay.
on the exterior.
Pretty basic.
Gray, huh?
Yeah, kind of. A little brighter than this. One thing you do notice that stands out is a very large tower extending upwards with what appears to be a very, like a massive mechanical contraption attached to the top, angling diagonally upwards
Ooh,
towards the
like
sky.
a telescope.
Essentially, yes.
I don't know what that is.
You don't, yes.
But I do, but she doesn't.
Okay.
You arrive
Thanks for clear.
with the gondola stopping, doors opening up. The person
Wait,
attending
the
on the
gondola
other
had doors?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. A lot of things have doors.
That's true.
Yeah.
But do you think there's more doors or windows in the world? Continue.
You step off the gondola. That is a question for the party. Stepping off the gondola,
you just hear it now, Professor.
A door is
Uh,
just a window that opens.
you see a number of people out in this kind of overgrown courtyard. It seems like there used to be quite a bit of worked stone in this space, but it has since been reclaimed by nature. And some
Like ivy and stuff? Or like, are we talking
Ivy,
marigolds or like
basic greenery within.
bougainvillea?
I mean, it's on an island on a lake, and it's not important.
Sorry. Continue.
You're on one today.
I'm
and I'm on
gonna
ibuprofen.
I'm not on enough drugs.
Me neither. You see a number of individuals who are sitting down cross-legged. Seem to be group meditation, almost. Actually, very familiar to you in terms of just what you've practiced with Darik. Cross-legged, posture upright, closed eyes. Not necessarily breathing in unison, but they seem to be focusing on things.
I have Darik's hand on my arm and I'm like, I think you're gonna fit in just fine.
Okay.
They're like meditating.
This might actually work then. They're all dressed in these rather simple off-white robes, except for one of them, a elvish woman, completely bald-shaven head, who is dressed in this kind of off-blue coloration for robes.
So I assume she's the boss.
Hanging around her neck, she also seems to have some sort of symbol that has stained glass dyed around it. What it is exactly, you can't make out from this distance. Off to the left-hand side, from your viewpoint, you can see steps leading up into the temple.
I'm gonna stop and talk to this lady. Wait, is she meditating?
She's currently leading this group meditation.
Okay. I'm gonna awkwardly stand like 5 feet away from her for a minute, just to see if maybe she like senses my presence and wants to talk. And if she doesn't, then I'll continue inside.
I don't want to bother you, but I'm going to.
I just want you to feel that I'm here.
Can I help? Who is over to my right?
Oh, hi. Yeah. Hello. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. This looks important.
She opens up one eye and looks to you. And speak. You have my attention.
My name is Rengwin, and this is my kin, Daric.
Derek.
So glad you don't get to play him.
We are friends with Lady Nesta of your chapel here, and yeah, I think she might be here, maybe not. I don't know. She said she was gonna come here, but I haven't seen her in a while. Anyway,
It's been a day.
so I don't know. I don't know much about Lunaris, but I do know that she sounds pretty like powerful. Anyway, my friend Daric here, he can't see anything, but he used to be able to see, but now he can't because there was this, oh my god, terrible woman, and then there was like this mechanical bull and whatever. It's a long story, but what's your name?
I'm always so excited when people who don't practice faith come to the temple. It is entertaining, to say the least. She stands up at this point, kind of brushing off. You notice the rest of the individuals here have just maintained their focus. She puts out one hand, extending, shakes yours. Do you do that?
Did you have to do that in front of me?
My name is Rayla. I'm
Rayla.
one of the prisms here.
Oh, Nesta wants to be a prism.
I know, she is my ward after all.
Really? Well, let me just tell you, she has represented you and your goddess magnificently. She's magnificent.
Mhm.
She definitely has what it takes to be a thing you just said. Prism. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, I don't know if she's talked to you about me, or mentioned me, or any of the people that we've been traveling with, but from my understanding, Lunaris is very powerful. And I don't know if this is like in her or your wheelhouse. Do you make him not blind? I have money.
How about we step into the temple? Meditation's over. You're more than welcome to head off to your daily chores and duties. Follow me, Rangwin.
This way, Dar.
And she proceeds up into the temple. Approaching it from this angle, you see these massive archways that lead into this space. There is a very large moon placed in the very center of this upper archway that is filled with stained glass coloration. It is ostentatious and miraculous and brilliant. And as the sunlight from Solaris hits it, it just sparkles in
She's
this
just gonna
lighting.
stop, like in awe, just looking at the beauty of it, and then look at Dark and feel kind of bad. She wants to tell him how beautiful it is.
Oh, because he
but-
can't see. That's right.
Yeah. So
Thanks,
she
Dom.
she wanted
Thanks
to
for that
start saying
reminder.
that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but then she didn't say it because she knows Dark can't see it.
Yeah.
She just thinks to herself, I hope that this is the first thing he sees when he gets his sight back. Okay. Enough monologue.
As you look back down, Rayla's just standing there watching.
Wow.
It is impressive, yes.
Yeah. It's all right.
Please follow. Walking into this area, you are met with vaulted halls and ceilings within this space. Your footsteps as they walk along the worked stone echo within this area. Heading straight before you is this grand staircase that extends up maybe 40 feet into a elevated platform and then disappears further on into another room. Off to your right and left, you have more narrower halls that lead off to the side, and she turns to the right, leading you along.
Okay.
Twisting and turning, leaving from one room to the next, you come across into an area where you see a number of clerics who are sat down, currently eating something. It is pretty early in the morning. Not terribly early,
Is
but
Nesta in there?
roll a perception check.
I don't think I have any excellent perception. Nope. 18.
18. Looking around, you are very confident that Nessa's not in this space. She tends to stand out. Looking about, you don't see many people in here with colored hair, per se. I've never seen you so scared.
I want to like tilt the camera.
Oh, I got the dice tower's not in the shot.
Do it.
Do it. Come on.
It's not that impressive.
I mean, it's pretty impressive.
It's about to fall, so let's.
The
Oh, you
fan-
can
the
kind of see it.
fan, Yeah.
Alright, now we can get into the story of it.
That was so worth it, especially because it was so distracting. Everyone just turned to you.
I didn't know he was doing it. I was watching these two idiots. I mean, these two guys doing it. And then,
Looking about the space, no one in here has bright pink-colored, purpled hair.
Everybody has?
No one.
Oh.
That's why you feel certain that Nessa's not
Got
in
it.
the space.
Just an ocean of purple.
Yeah, right.
oh, that's one of her colors. Got it.
Leading off to the right-hand side and into another chamber, you guys proceed up this winding columned staircase.
Okay.
Coming out into another space into what appears to be kind of an office area. You are immediately hit with the scent of certain burning scents and incense within this area. Very well decorated in here, kind of like draping cloths, and there's some potted plants in here, offering some fresh oxygen in the space. No windows or anything. A modest desk with some papers and pens across
Fax
it.
machine.
Yeah, fax machine. Someone in a business suit right behind you.
Refrigerator full of Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly.
Found it.
Celsius, thank you. There's kind of like a lounging area off to the right-hand side with this kind of L couch. It's nice in here.
I'm gonna go sit dark down on that couch.
She walks in. Would you like a refreshment?
Yes, please.
Waves her hands, and this jug fills with water. And she grabs it, brings you the whole jug. Grabs cups
Oh,
and sets them down.
okay. She was about to drink out of the jug, but she didn't.
You're more than welcome to, but I imagine your ally would like a drink as well.
Yeah, I'll pour Dark a glass,
Mhm.
and I'll
He
have
takes
some. How does it taste? Is it
Tastes like water.
Okay.
Nice water. Room temperature.
Delicious.
Korean water.
They turn into one.
So, I apologize for the rambling, but this person is very important to me, and I just, if there's anything you can do to help him, or if you can lead me in the direction of someplace that might be able to help him. I mean, there's so much magic in the world. There's got to be something that can fix this.
Darek is your name? Oh, yes, ma'am. Stand up. He stands. She kind of walks over and leads him forward and will turn him away from you, and it looks like she opens up his eyes to take a look, and she... Thank you. Leads him back to the bench and sits him down. Unfortunately, Ranguin, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Returning sight is much easier when eyes are present. The fact that he is missing the organ itself is much harder to pull off. I would have to regrow his eyes, which I'm currently not capable of doing, and the arch prism is not well enough to accomplish his task himself. Unfortunately, there is not much we can do for Darek in his current state.
I understand.
However, both of you being good friends with Nesta, and us caring very dearly for her, he is more than welcome to stay here free of charge.
Dark, do you want to stay here?
I mean, if it means I'm not having to fumble my way through dangerous environments, yeah. Having a safe space that isn't troublesome for you or your group.
You're never troublesome to me, Dark.
I appreciate that, but I have some growing and learning to do, and this seems like a safe enough space for that.
All right. Well, thank you, Rhea. Rayla. Sorry, Rayla. I'm not gonna stay. Dark. I think I've been enough of a pain in your butt. So, I'm gonna go find the guys and I'll be around. I'll say goodbye if we end up leaving, but I think we're gonna be here a while.
Okay.
Can
Definitely don't leave without saying goodbye first.
Of course not. You know, if I'm gonna go get closer to him and just say, if you don't like it here, or if anybody looks at you, I mean, if anybody treats you badly, you just let me know, and I will be back in a heartbeat.
Rangwin, I'm gonna be fine.
All right. Well, Rayla, is Nesta like busy right now? Can I say hello to her, or
I believe she's attending to certain chores, but you're more than welcome to speak with her.
is she okay? All right.
Yeah, she's okay. Oh. I thought you were asking if she was okay. My apologies.
Oh no, I'm gonna miss you, Dark. That's all. So I'm gonna go.
As you leave, he grabs your hand and pulls you in for a hug.
Okay. I really don't want to cry, so I'm trying not to cry.
Okay.
I just had a really bad thought. Can Dark cry?
No, probably not.
Tear ducts exist outside of the
I guess
eye.
they do.
Mhm.
I fully did not know they ripped his fucking eyes out
I thought that's
until
what
that moment.
He just has tear holes now.
I can't wait to go back and kill that bitch. Anyway, okay. Well, I don't want to take up any more.
Lauren just saw 6 levels ahead.
Hey, Professor will be right there with you.
She's like, I have a cannon.
Well, she feels like maybe she has a purpose now. Okay. I don't want to take up any more of your time, and I don't want to bother Nesta while she's, I don't know, whatever you guys do. So I'm gonna head out. I'll come say hi to her another time. I really have to go. Your Honor. She bows.
She bows back to you.
Could you walk me out? I don't know where I am.
I can find someone to escort you. Yes. Not too long. Some time, a couple minutes pass before there's a knock on the door, and she opens it, and there's kind of a younger half-elven boy, ruddy brown hair, standing there in similar robes to what that off-white is standing there with kind of an honest look on their face, some freckles across, kind of very button-esque in terms of looks. Hi, I'm here to escort you out.
Oh, hi. Great. What's your name?
Rory.
Rory.
Definitely came up with that one.
In the moment, I could see the thought.
Lead the way, Rory.
My brain is not set up for improv today.
Nailed it.
Where's Lorelai?
Hmm?
So where's Lorelai?
Lord? Oh, god damn you.
All right, she'll follow him out.
Yeah, he leads you out.
And as we're walking, I'll be like, so how'd you get involved with all these prisms and honey and stuff?
Well, I was taken in from the orphanage.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Are there a lot of these people from the orphanage?
No, not many, but those who eventually outgrow their stay at the orphanage will, should they choose, be brought in by Lunaris and whatnot.
Quick question.
Mhm.
What's an orphanage?
Why wasn't it? An orphanage is usually where children who lack parents are watched over, taken care of. Make sure they have a place to stay, food to eat, an education base as it might be.
Have you ever seen anyone who looks like me in one of these orphanages?
I can't say I have, no.
Okay.
It's kind of rude to ask what someone's race is, so usually we just don't.
Oh, well, I'm a Gith. Githzerai.
Githzerai. Half elf myself.
Oh,
Half wood elf. Not sure from which side, of course. Yeah.
so you never met your parents?
No. It's a rough world we live in, so they could have been taken, and there's all sorts of reasons.
Do you ever feel like looking for them?
The thoughts crossed. Wow, I wasn't expecting to get into this today. The thought's been there, but I have a focus. I have things to learn here, being one of the fractals, and so.
A fractal?
Yes.
Is that above or below a prism?
Below prism.
Below. Okay. One
working-
step or two steps or?
It's not exactly a steps thing. It's more of a state of enlightenment. How much do you truly know about yourself and the world? And in order to become a prism, you go out into the world. And so I have considered looking for my parents could be part of
Yeah, 'cause
my
I
next
mean-
steps to becoming a prism.
I mean, how do you know who you are if you don't know where you came from?
I try to trust my gut
So
and how I feel about things in the moment.
So you're saying you don't have to look for your parents to be a full, complete, normal person.
Definitely not. I think everyone's journey is a little different. If someone thinks that finding their parents is important to them, they should follow that path.
But if you've never really thought about it, that doesn't make you a bad person.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Here's the door.
Oh, well, thank you, Rory. It
Yes,
was
of
very
course.
nice to meet you. If you see, do you know Nesta?
I've heard her spoken about. I know she was on a quest of her own, Ascension to Prism.
Yeah,
It's quite the opportunity.
Well, if you need
I
a
believe
cohort.
she came back and she failed.
What?
At least that's what's been talked about.
Failed what? She's not a prison?
It's not that she isn't going to be a prism, but she didn't accomplish her task before coming back.
Is she gonna get in trouble?
I think she's already doing her punishment.
Well, they should. Look, you tell Rayla.
It's our punishment. It's cleaning the temple, emptying out incense trays.
Well, she
It's
did the
very
best
mu-
she could under the
Yes,
circumstances.
and they're going to
I
just
don't
send
think that
her
she
right
should
back
be-
out there again to do it again. It's smoke and whistle, smoke and bells. It's nothing.
Well, you look out for her, Rory, okay?
I don't know her personally, but I will
Well, you
introduce
better get to
myself.
know her personally because I want to make sure she's okay in here.
All right. I'll do just that.
Thank you, Rory.
I don't think I got your name.
Rengwin.
It's a pleasure.
You can call me Gwen.
Gwen. Gwen?
Whatever.
Is it like an in or an
It's
N?
like a in.
In,
Like a
Gwyn.
Gwyn. Yeah.
Gwyn. Gwyn in the wind. Sure.
Don't say it like that.
I won't. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I talked about my non-existent parents. I thought we were on that level.
Well, you say I'm in the wind, it makes me sound like a criminal. I'm not a
Oh,
criminal.
no, that's not my intention at all.
Okay. Well, goodbye. Goodbye.
Have a good day.
Okay. She's gonna walk back
You
to
head
head
out.
towards the drowned tree place.
Johnny Roots Tower.
The drowning root
So,
tower.
is Nesta's rank a frackle? Fractal.
He's a frackle.
I
Yeah.
like Fraggle. Dude, that position rocks.
Fraggle rock.
Raggle warrior.
Fractal.
She
Go back and shovel shit.
She would be considered a fractal. Yes.
Okay, fractal. Okay.
Mhm.
One about as well as he could have.
Is there anywhere else you would like to go beyond the tavern?
I mean, I kind of want to check this place out a little bit.
Sure. There's the gondolier who is in the gondola itself. You could chat with them.
Oh, I just realized that I've like so much money.
Yeah.
So I want to see if there's like a cool place I can go spend it. But then she thinks to herself, I don't want to go by myself. So she's going to go see if she
Get
can
Rory.
find...
Oh.
No, not Rory.
Take Rory
Rory's too
shopping.
young.
Rory,
and
go
innocent.
shopping with
You
me.
keep saying you don't want these NPCs, and then you're like, yeah, take this guy with you.
If you want to totally metagame it, when I left the magic shop last session, I did mention that I wanted to find the rest of the party and bring them to the magic shop. So,
Yes, let's
So she
meta.
starts walking around going like,
Meta.
oh, I want to spend this money. And then she goes, but you know who'd be so fun to spend it with? Frogman.
Who already
Cut
spent
to
all
Frogman just like, yeah! And people are like, ow, that's coins!
it's basically the same thing, but I'm going, yeah, as I scribble in my book furiously.
Totally.
Frogman, I'm poor again.
So she's not supposed to practice magic, right?
Not until you're licensed.
Not until I'm licensed.
Go get licensed.
You could go get licensed.
You should
How
totally
much
get
trouble did
licensed.
they say I would get in if I practiced magic without being licensed?
You'd be arrested. Well, first you
Don't
would
you
be
love jails?
First you would be asked to present your license.
But what if I'm just gonna like misty step
Don't get caught.
to get there faster?
30 feet. Hell yeah.
Using a bonus action when she could bonus action dash.
Whoa.
Who's metagaming?
All right,
Misty
she's-
stuff can get you places that walking can't.
She has
true.
thought about that. She remembers that she said that she was told she would be arrested, and she is over being in jail. So
Jail's
she's gonna go find that place because she wants to misty step at some point and try and practice these skills that she's only recently realized she has.
It'll take you a nice chunk of time to get over there, seeing as you're on the other side of the city at the
I know
moment.
where it is though.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
even from the prismatic Temple of the Prismatic Knight, you can see the lighthouse off in the distance, and you know it is there that they do the testing.
Okay.
It's part of customs. You would normally go through that space.
She's gonna run there
Okay, full action dash.
for exercise.
Is it Prismatic Knight or
The
Knight?
Temple of the Prismatic Knight.
I've asked this before.
N-I-G-H-T.
It is N-I-G-H-T, yeah. Okay. Just
Yeah.
making sure.
It's the moon.
Yeah.
She's gonna be out of
Go
breath
ahead
by the
and roll
time.
me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I will
No, 20.
because you asked so nicely. 8.
8. By the time you get there, you will have taken 1 point of exhaustion.
You're a dick. I'm just kidding. I love
You dashed all the way there!
You chose to do that. Hey, this is a city. I'm gonna run full tilt.
you. Running as fast as I can.
Leaping from one gondola to the next. Across
No
people's
one's
boats.
chasing me. This is just how I do things.
Is everything okay? Yeah!
I'm just having a great time.
She's like a puppy.
Okay.
Puppy.
You think these thighs happen on accident?
waking
no,
me up.
points of exhaustion.
Chaplain does have this look of like, what's happening?
He's like dead.
Hey, playing D&D.
He's
You're
like, I don't care.
Dungeons and Doggins.
All right, I'm there.
All right. Yeah, you show up. As eventually someone meets with you, doors opened up, and the individual who had interrogated you the night before
What was his name?
steps forward. Actually, I don't think anyone asked his
No
name.
one asked his
No.
name.
No one
Yeah.
cares.
Nobody cares about the government
He
official
comes, he
interrogator.
comes over and I go, hey, what's your name again?
My name is Edrickson.
Cool, I'm
Leif
here
Erikson.
for my test.
Oh, you're wishing to get certified.
Yes, please.
What? What was your name again?
Rankman.
Are you okay? You need a moment.
I just ran really fast. I'm very serious
Are
about
you
this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Let's go.
Follow me. Leads you in. down some winding halls, down another area, off and opening up into this massive kind of training court space with a number of barricades and dummies that have been set up. In this space, there are 2 individuals with gray robes, boots on, gloves, and metal masks, 2 of the Obscura.
Have I seen them before?
You've seen one before. They were in your interrogation room. They cast the Zone of Truth,
Okay.
asking you to fail, essentially. So then you can't lie to them. You don't feel that effect happening to you in that moment.
That's for the psychic vow.
Yeah. Edrickson pulls out some paperwork, flips through, and... All right, Ringwin. No last name. Let's see.
I might have one.
Psionic capabilities. Few and far in between. Very rare. We will need to see you demonstrate it on one of the Obscura.
Okay. It's
You.
very dangerous, though. The last time I did this, my friend's, head almost exploded.
That is an excellent form of demonstration. We shall see that in full effect then.
You want me to explode that guy's head?
Try to restrain yourself, but
Okay.
yes. I want you to attack.
Do you want me to do it in, every way that I know how?
Show me 2.
Okay.
We'll start with that.
So just right now, you want me to...
Hit him. Yes.
Okay.
The individual stands there before you, metal mask obscuring their face, looking directly to you.
She's gonna put her fingers together like this.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna kind of bow to him. She's gonna go... whew,
They give like a slight bow back.
and then her blade's gonna come out. Okay, this might hurt. You ready? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes. And she's gonna throw her psychic blade at him. Am I
Roll with
rolling
it.
for hittings?
Mm-hmm.
Hearings.
Hittings?
Yeah.
God, not 20 right now, please.
22.
22.
And now 22.
A shield appears that they generate. It strikes and the blade vanishes. And
Nice.
we will need at least a second demonstration. Do put some more
Same thing?
effort into
Or a
it.
different way?
Rude.
We would like you to hit him.
Oh. Okay, I tried. I'll do it again.
Let's bring some barricades in. Some walls and platforms are placed around before you to offer you a bit of vantage point or places to hide, things that you can use to your advantage if you need it.
Okay. I'm gonna
He stands in the middle of kind of this horseshoed, essentially, scaffolding that very quickly gets put together haphazardly.
Okay.
Some of it's not terribly
I'm gonna look at him
structured.
and I'm gonna say, close your eyes. No peeking. And then I'm gonna duck down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sneak in behind something. So I'm obscured.
Mhm.
Can I do sneak attack?
Roll stealth check.
Oh, 28.
28. Nicely done. You feel like they cannot see you.
Okay. Okay. So he can't see me now because I'm stealth.
So
And
there's
very good. In my mind,
yes.
he can't see.
That
me.
is why I say you feel like you're stealthed, because when people try to stay hidden, they don't know if they're hidden or not. They just
Okay.
hope they are.
Okay. So then I'm gonna go, you ready for this? And then I'm gonna run 5 feet up, and then I'm gonna jump up and throw my psychic blade at him.
Roll with advantage. I only got a 19.
Nice.
Pretty funny. 22 again.
A
Both
22.
of them are 15.
Nice.
I want to see if they're going to be an asshole about this. No, they're not. They take the strike into their left shoulder.
Okay,
Go
she's
ahead and roll
gonna
damage.
roll damage?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you hit him.
I did, but I didn't last time. What the heck?
You didn't pop shield this time.
Shield spell.
He didn't use a shield spell yet.
Okay.
Their AC
I
is...
get extra for sneak attack, right?
Yes.
Is it just one extra d6?
It's 3d6.
I think,
now.
yeah, with your current level.
You're right. Nine points of damage.
9. The blade disappears, and they look at it.
Is 9 just your sneak attack die, though? Did you also roll
You have to
your...
roll the regular.
Oh, +4.
Plus
Oh.
the,
Yeah, plus
Well,
a
my
D8,
psychic
right? Or
blades is
D6?
1d6 plus 4.
Yeah, so you're rolling 46 plus 4.
Okay. So, oh yeah, duh. Okay, so that's 13 plus
That's more substantial.
18.
18. So it's
Yeah.
18, it's double.
You
so I did
doubled your
18.
damage
Yeah.
output. Yeah, they take the strike, reach over.
Does their head hurt?
And they move away. The interrogator writes down some notes. Edrickson. All right.
Leaf.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Dave.
You're very fast.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to run from a lot of things.
You also leave no traces of damage on targets that you hit. That's very good to know. We'll step into the room.
Okay. She'll follow.
Mm-hmm. One of the other Obscura follows behind, and you're brought into a similar room that you were interrogated in before.
Okay.
Please have a seat.
Okay.
And do not resist the effects of the Zone of Truth, please. We will know if you do.
Okay.
The Obscura begins to cast. Do you resist?
No.
Okay. They cast, look, and nod. What is your full name?
Ranguin.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite color?
Green.
Green. All right. Ranguin, have you ever been convicted of a crime and found guilty?
No.
All right. Have you ever been placed under arrest before?
Define arrest.
Have individuals of the law put you in custody?
Do creepy dudes count?
No.
Then no.
All right. You find yourself in a scenario. You see an individual has grabbed a small child.
Quick question.
Yes.
What's the scenario?
Think of it as a play. You know, when you use your imagination to create
Okay, but
Certain
what character
things.
am I playing?
yourself.
Okay.
Please. A lot of DM frustration. You find yourself in a scenario. A older gentleman is grabbing a child and running away with him, and then
Fuck no.
and then off to your left-hand side, you see a building caught on fire. What do you do?
I go grab the baby and then put out the fire.
You must pick one or the other
Why?
because you don't have enough time.
But this is a play.
Yes, and I've established the rules.
Are there any babies in the building?
You don't know.
Can I hear any babies crying?
You don't have enough time to check. You must make a gut, instinctual reaction.
Well, then I'll save the baby that I do see,
All right.
praying that there's no babies in the burning building.
As we all do. Thank you very much. We will get your license written up and certified, and you will be good to go.
Okay.
You may summon your blades within the space. Due to the nature of them, please don't throw them unless absolutely necessary to protect yourself.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ranguin. I'll see you out. Certification is written up for you. You are now a licensed caster. You can cast magic within the walls of the city, excluding evocation and necromancy.
We can't do that anyways.
Just in case you learn later on.
Okay.
When you said define jail, that was the same thing Frogman and Professor said.
We had very different answers.
And don't think he hasn't clocked that. He's like, huh, 3 of the 6 have asked me the exact same thing.
I also asked for a lot of context in that burning building or a baby scenario.
Yeah. They're asking for gut reactions. They want to see... Yeah, they want to see...
I don't make gut reactions, and neither does the professor.
They're just like, I don't know how many people are in there. That kid might deserve this.
It depends, has this child ever been arrested?
Weren't you asking them these questions?
Where's his certification?
Renguin just doesn't believe that she doesn't have time for both.
The man grabbing the child is actually the child's father, escaping the burning building.
Exactly what I was thinking.
God, he thinks we're a bunch of murderers.
And certified you anyways.
Yeah, skip the second evaluation.
You did.
Shit.
You are brought outside with shiny new little piece of paper for yourself,
Yay.
and you're free to roam the city.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to say, thank you very much.
Bye.
Dylan?
No. And then we'll turn around and walk away.
Okay. And then she's going to start. Oh, she was really tired last time, so she'll just power walk.
Okay.
Like the old person power arc where they like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just hit
Way
shimmy
too
one?
much hit.
Can I have a tumbler with like some protein shake in one hand?
No, you can't have some hiking
Can
poles,
you
though.
believe Susan at that PTA meeting? Sorry.
Oh, I can't. No.
Oh my
You
god.
I
gonna
don't know
like
what that dialogue was.
Yeah. Can't, no.
just stop by the Starbucks on the way?
Starbies.
It's at the Skyport. There's one on every corner and the Skyport.
So I'm gonna go back and try and find Frogman.
Sure.
And
It's
Mr. Nand.
very early on. You still have a lot of time. At this point, it's probably nearing 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And in terms of their timeline, you won't catch up until 5. You have 5 hours to kill.
Then
Unless you just want to, like, shadow.
I must see something interesting then on the way to go back to the. What do I see?
Wait, who's DMing this game?
I don't know. I'll roll.
I'm
just saying.
I'll roll a perception check.
On the way back, I find a distraction.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. As you're standing at the top of this beacon point lighthouse, you can see across this whole city. It
See
looks
a
very nice.
megalodon in the water.
19.
19. In terms of some major structures that you can see that tend to stand out, there's a very large domed building down on the lower section of this city, which is often referred to as the True Lake,
I don't
True
like
Lake
domed
Town.
places.
Then you don't have to touch it. There's these haphazard docks that are stretched out, extending out onto the lake. There are small sailing ships out there. Some people seem to be throwing out nets, catching whatever fish might be out there. Up on the higher section into the Henla Heights.
Actually, I would like to go down to the docks and see what kind of fish are down there.
Sure. Okay. You get into one of the Beacon Point elevators, descending
Renguin's gonna
downwards.
make a deal.
Yeah. Find familiar. Now I got a fish and a lizard.
Fizzard.
Lizard.
The fierce fizzard.
So I would like to
Or
find
the
one one of the fine purveyors of fish.
Sure. Asking around.
Yeah, she's totally about to.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm gonna do?
I'm blanking on the guy's name. What was it? Mookie?
You think fish are like
The guy you met with?
There was a guy named Mookie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
guy
Mookie.
named Mookie.
God damn.
Yeah.
Mookie was a fish guy?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
You see kind of
Like
this
Snuggie from
portly
Jersey
individual, human man, who seems to be calling out some shots to some people. Kind of catches your eye, and nods at you as you're looking at him, but then like keeps going about his business.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
I see you have many fine fish here.
we do. Yeah.
So, what kind of fish would you recommend when someone's done you a real big favor? Like, not a deal-making fish, but like a thank you fish.
Good callback, honestly.
That's definitely a first. But I suppose.
Cassidy?
What? No, this guy's got something. Yeah.
You're definitely looking for a trout. No bass.
Thank you, fish. Geez, well, probably a pinstripe.
Pinstripe.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of these is that?
So, right down this way. Brings you down to one of these lower barrels. Reaches in, pulls out this very thin, long-looking fish, probably about yay long or so. This bright yellow, what is it, dorsal fin?
On top?
No. Just the tail fin.
Tail fin.
Yeah, the tail fin. That makes too much sense. But
God,
that
you
yellow
crush
kind
up
of
fish
centers almost
already.
into like essentially a racing stripe along the side of the fish leading up to where the gills are. And he kind of pulls it out and it's wriggling a bit. He's like, I mean, this is a good one. You can cook it up. It's perfectly delicious to eat, but you can also put it in the tank if you just want to check it out and have it around. It's a beautiful looking fish.
It's dead though, right?
No, it's wiggling.
It's wiggling.
Are you familiar with the Temple of Lunaris?
The Temple of the Prismatic Night, yeah.
What kind of fish do you think the goddess likes? Or the people who, like the people who work there?
Oh, like the prisms and fractals?
Yes.
And
Do they come down here a lot? Do they have a favorite kind of fish? Have you ever met Rayla?
Starfish.
I have not met Rayla. They do come down here on occasion, usually to clean up the lake.
Clean it up, but it's water.
Well, yeah, but we're people and we're gross on occasions.
What are you guys putting in there?
People.
You know, we go number one and number two.
In the lake?
In our own facilities, but it's got to go somewhere.
You put it in the lake?
Deep, deep down, yeah.
What?
Now
Okay.
I'm not so sure about fighting monsters in this
Shit won't.
Okay.
And then they come through and they purify water.
I don't want to
This has
insult your
changed
culture, but
everything.
This place is not nearly as beautiful.
okay. Well, do they?
As you're looking at the water, it is pristine
Why does it look so clean if you guys are pooing in
because the clerics come through and purify it. It's the only reason we would do something like that. Otherwise, we'd put it off somewhere else.
That makes more sense now,
Th-
actually.
it? They pure.
Clerics are capable of a lot of things.
Including shit cleanup.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking
Sounds like a shitty job.
to myself that I've never seen Nesta poop or pee. And I'm wondering if she just like zaps it out of existence before it even comes out of her body.
I don't know who Nesta is.
What?
That sounds like a
did I
very
say that out loud? My
Personal
bad.
question. I imagine she does. I'm gonna put the fish away.
It's canon.
Okay,
Nesta
well,
does
no, you
not
can wrap it up. I'll
poop.
take it. Or do I have to? I don't know. Do they eat fish, or is that is? Do
Purify
they,
Everyone here eats fish.
okay.
We kind of have
How
to.
much is that
I
fish?
brought you guys honey.
That one specifically?
Yes.
This is one of our better ones. You're probably looking at 8 silver or so.
I'll take it.
All right.
Before I do, what other fish do you have?
Is there anything else? It's a thank you fish, right?
That's
Right?
a thank you
Are
fish.
they cooking it?
I don't know. I don't really know how this works other than deal making. I've seen it done there, and I think it would be an appropriate thank you because they looked really happy about the fish. Do you have a...
I'm gonna get you a summerfin trout. Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to say too much.
It's not.
Not an I love you fish.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
You're not here.
What does it look like? Can I see it?
He pulls out a bit of a shorter fish, but far larger in appearance. Kind of grayish scales, but the
I don't like that fish.
oh,
Do you have any bigger fish? What's the biggest fish you have?
biggest fish we've got.
5 hours past.
Yeah, just add the fish market. The biggest fish we got is a Goliath fish.
How big is it? Can I carry it?
No. You'll need at least 2 people.
Do you guys have like a cart I can borrow?
A good cart you could purchase.
How much is that?
Probably looking at 5 gold or so.
I'll take it.
Sure. The Goliath fish is like 15 gold, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. We'll get you a Goliath fish.
Okay. I'll take a cart and a Goliath fish and the other pretty one.
Oh, the pinstripe
Yes,
one. Oh,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, we'll bundle it all together. Let's say 16 gold.
Perfect. You got it. Does that include gift wrap?
I don't know if we provide that service, so
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, you're gonna have to look somewhere else. Sorry. We need a Goliath fish over here. Everyone stops and looks at you. He's like, and like 2 of some of the biggest dudes you've ever seen, like just under Wolfgang's height, walk off, and they go down into one of these lower docks, and they come carrying probably from one end of this room to the other this massive dark gray fish. Is dead, because if it was alive, it would break this dock. This massive fish, and they load it into a cart, and then they bring it on over to you, which you will have to push or pull said cart. It's
With
essentially
exhaust.
a glorified wheelbarrow,
Okay.
but you have a Goliath fish.
That's a
There you are.
big fish.
Biggest fish we got. Thank you for your patronage. Have a lovely day.
Okay.
You made your bed, now lie in it.
That's exactly what that is.
Just regular.
Can I push this cart?
Roll me an athletics check.
Disadvantage
You
due
know.
to exhaustion.
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Disadvantage due to exhaustion.
Aren't you a -1 on athletics?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Just roll 2 natural 20s, dude.
The DC is lower because it's in a cart.
A 3.
But it's not that low. You spent a good 2 minutes trying to push this thing, and then you turn around and you can't even get it to rotate on the
Okay.
wheel axis that it's on.
I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say, Frank? Was your name Frank?
Not even close. Smokey.
Okay. Do you have a
Yeah, but
gentleman
can I
that
call
I
you
might be
Frank?
able to hire to help me with this beautiful fish? To take it, I just am staying down the street and
Not down the street.
Can I have some help? I'll pay.
Sure, we can get you some help. Can we help this young lady out to wherever is she staying? One of the larger gentlemen. You can tell this whole group's really been enjoying what you've done for yourself. And have kind of been okay, we've had enough fun. One of the larger gentlemen comes over and
You're saying we've all been role playing the rest
Yeah,
of the
like
group?
yes, 100%.
Just watching this going.
yeah, pretty much. Comes on over and he's just like, yes, I can help you.
It's the Drowned Root Tavern is where I'm headed.
Owen Henla Heights.
Yeah. I
rolled
hand
an
him
8 for
5
strength.
gold.
Henla Heights it is. And pockets it, and actually, let's just see. He's a big guy, but okay, yeah, he's fine. He lifts it up, his biceps gleaming in the sun, glistening from a day of hard work.
But he smells
And
like fish
Pushes it along. Oh yeah, he does.
and sweat.
Pushing it along.
Fish
We'll
and
follow
sweat.
you to the
We'll
Drowned
just be
Tavern.
chatting.
Okay.
We won't go into it.
I was fully ready. All right. Coming back into an evening at the Drowning Roots Tavern, where you two are located, you two are returning to, and you have just walked in with your prize. The door swings open, and the immediate scent of fish hits your guys' nostril.
Oh God, take that back wherever you got it.
What? No! This is our celebration fish!
Did the tank? Is the tank leaking? Is that where the fish is coming
God,
from?
I don't know. Something smells disgusting.
Guys, I got
though.
this for us!
Oh, the penguin.
Ranglin, you're
Oh.
totally right. I absolutely should resolve things with my mother. Thank you. And he turns around and walks out.
Bye!
Bye.
I forget his name, but he was so nice.
Penguin, where have you been?
Well, I went to the temple. I left Dark there.
Recounts it all in real time for us.
Shut up.
I must know every last detail. No.
I tell you. And I brought this fish,
Dick.
our celebratory fish,
Oh.
to celebrate.
At
Well,
this
I
point, do
guess
Kaelus and I come
In
through?
context, it is kind of nice.
Sure, perhaps we could talk to the barkeep and maybe he can do something with it for us.
Well, I think he can, I don't know, cook it and give it to everybody.
Do you
Not-
think
not
that-
just us. Everybody here at the tavern can have some Goliath fish.
Yeah, maybe that red Shatter Kai might like some.
Who? She's gonna walk over to the bar.
Enough about that.
The Black Dragonborn, kind of an older gentleman, definitely has seen some years. Sees you approach, and it is just like,
Hello, sir. My name is Rengwin.
yeah, I know.
Nice to see you. I have brought this fish
Why?
in celebration
Of?
of friendship. Me and my friends have been through a lot, and we just need to do something Goliath. So I got this fish. Would you cook it for me?
That seriously?
Well, think of it like this. I'm donating the fish to the tavern to feed whoever wants some.
I mean, we're gonna have to celebrate tomorrow. It takes a day of prep work to prep a Goliath fish.
No problem.
Its skin's practically made of stone, so.
Oh.
He kind of walks on over to it, and let's see. Yeah, he does. He's a beefy dude. Takes it and just. I'll begin prepping it. Sure, we'll celebrate friendship tomorrow.
Excellent.
And he brings it into the bag.
Oh, could you refrigerate
Hold
this?
on! Disappears. Something breaks and.
Would you mind throwing this one in a tank for me? It's still alive.
Oh, sure.
It's been out of the water for like 45 minutes. I don't know if it's.
There was water in them.
Yeah, we'll say it was in some sort of water container.
Its own little pool back. Just
And just,
I imagine Regan walking back and
Sure.
holding.
Fishy, wake up!
we'll get this. We'll get him somewhere.
Thank you very much.
You got it.
Can I have a beer?
Sure. Give me 1 second to check things off my list. He walks off. Eventually, the fish is actually dropped into the tank above, and the Triton woman is like kind of swimming around, kind of checking out the fish, and you see some sort of spell goes off that she casts, and they just start swimming together.
Oh.
She brought her a friend.
So, hey, speaking of fish, Professor and I, we've been talking, the whole crew's been talking. We got a gig. We're gonna kill some fish. And Professor's got a plan, I got a plan, and apparently all these waters are like infested or something.
Well, yeah.
No, but with like carnivorous things.
Also, they're pooping in it.
Oh.
well, I mean, fish. It's their natural habitat, so they would.
Not the fish, the people who live here.
Oh yeah, I pooped in it like 3 times since we got here.
Frogman.
Frog in
Yeah.
the woods. No.
When in Laminsa,
Poop in the lake.
you just gotta act like
I
you
think
belong here.
I think we found the title of the episode.
When in Laminsa? Yeah, that actually that could work.
Come, I'll show you.
No, thank you.
There's these weeds too that you can use to wipe afterward.
It's about now that you two come walking in.
I'd say
Though Kaelus is stumbling in.
as we're. Where did we just come from? That
The,
drinking.
the bearded axe, and he's
Yeah.
had 10 shots.
As we're walking in, we're in the middle of not necessarily an argument, but a bit of an argument. Kaelus, I do not know why you took 10 shots.
Oh, great.
Listen here, Wolfies. Let me tell you.
See where Kendra went.
Retroactive passive perception check. Or not passive, but
Buzzkill
retroactive
over
perception check.
there. Or buzzkill over there.
Just a wee bit. You want some of this bottle?
12.
I,
No, you didn't see.
I snatched the bottle. I go, yeah, I think this is enough for you. I see you guys. Drinks on Kaelus.
Oh, great! I'll have some.
Drinks on Keelis and fish on Ringwin.
I brought a fish.
Well, the fish isn't until tomorrow, though.
What are we eating now?
You said it was a Goliath fish?
Yeah, it's the biggest fish you ever saw. It's a celebration of our friendship.
Oh, Keelis, this
You're
is for you.
actually-
I found it.
You're actually familiar with Goliath fish.
I am.
Goliath fish are commonly found in freezing cold temperatures.
Oh, yeah, I'm super familiar with them.
Yeah, and they're usually found in mountains.
Are they good?
They are fantastic.
Oh, right.
Now, it's key you prepare them just right. Who's doing it? Him?
Yeah.
Hi.
You done this before?
It's been quite a while. It's not easy to get your hands on a Goliath
Here, you
fish.
hold your horses.
I paid 15.
We're not
gold for it.
letting Wolfie here cook anything. His food on the ship was awful.
Shut up.
That's true. Maybe I should help.
You ever cooked one of these before?
At this point, I have handed Kaelus Kendra's amulet.
Okay.
Ooh,
Does
pretty.
it look familiar?
No, you've never seen it before.
What's that?
I think you should wear it. It would look dashing on you.
It would, Kaelus. He's giving you a present. That's so nice.
He's been mean to me all day, and all of a sudden,
It's an apology
he's giving
necklace,
me
isn't
jewelry.
it?
I don't
Isn't
trust
it,
him.
Professor?
I don't trust him one little bit.
Here, I'll put it on you.
All right.
At this point, Wolfgang's going to kind of Homer Simpson back and try to go downstairs to check on Victoria.
Sure.
So what have you guys been up to?
So like I was saying, there's part of the lake that's infested with like some really dangerous things.
Giant sharks and vorpal-fins.
Yeah, and what did you say you found that to help us breathe underwater?
Oh yes, they're these little things that you breathe into. They're these like weird like bulb.
Yeah, it's like this
Objects.
dark green stalked stem leading to this very murky, brownish black orb at the top. Almost.
Gillyweed.
That's fucking disgusting.
Kind of, yeah.
Yes, well, rather off-putting. It does allow us to breathe underwater for 10-minute increments. However, I have heard that there's a magic shop that carries armor and other accessories that could allow us to breathe and more easily maneuver under the water.
Yeah, it's
Shopping.
really cool. They have a spell scroll there for water breathing, and I can make like 10 people breathe for a whole day underwater.
Great. What if we avoided these big fish altogether?
Why? I want to kill something. Wait, sorry, that was Zach.
Everyone in the tower like,
I thought the whole idea was
Everyone's
that we were
hands
going
to their
to
sides.
make some money while we're here, and also this helps clear up things for the festival, so that way the obstacle competition or what have you it is much better and safer to compete in.
Right.
And-
Making money. I
and
have
could-
an audition.
Oh,
Oh,
that actually reminds me. I
Right
think
now.
your audition is becoming somewhat of a trio.
What?
Trio.
yeah,
Are
there was
you
a
gonna
red
dance again?
Shatter Kai here.
Oh, he was planning on playing some music.
I just clock frog it in the face.
roll it.
It's only a 10.
Misses.
He ducks.
All right, now Phil, when you
Continues
say trio,
Attack!
what do you mean by trio? Is it a good kind of trio?
There was a red Shatter Kai here.
Your Triton friend was performing with another earlier when we arrived.
Performing with who?
I dare say I did not get their name.
Phil, if I weren't so drunk, I might be able to put two and two together.
And I am taking advantage of that situation as we speak.
Right.
Well, I don't want to miss
You know
his
what?
audition.
Just to see the panic, I'm gonna walk up to Kaelus and get close to his ear and just Kendra's in a room here.
Right, well, I gotta
And I'm
go.
gonna go stand in front of the door.
Okay. Yeah.
Phil, let me out of here.
Nope.
Let me out of here right now.
Nope.
Phil?
You need to face.
Phil, I need to
Your
face
consequences.
nothing right now. I need to get the fuck out of here.
I look over at Wolfgang and I go,
Wolfgang is not there.
oh yeah. I look over at Frognan and I go, what's going on?
I don't know. I think that maybe there's like a feud between the baby blue Shatter Kai and the red Shatter Kai. I'm not too familiar with their race, but I guess there's like infighting or something.
like
He's
the
not a
Crips in
Shatter
the
Kai.
blood.
But
He's a fire genasi.
oh, so are you not a Shatter Kai either?
No, I'm a Shatter Kai.
Are you like an air genasi or something?
Shenanigans.
Are you like an air genasi or
Your
something?
voice is grating.
As all of this kind of echoes in your head, Kaelus, and you try to kind of block it out and find some semblance of peace stepping up from the stairs to the lower rooms as an individual you are all too familiar with.
Is he sexy?
Phil, let me the fuck out of here right now.
He is dressed in
us with the fish and let's
some
go shopping.
tightened leathers of all black, revealing
I don't wanna be
shoulders
around
all the way
either.
down to his forearms, though he seems to be wearing like these gloves that go up to like the half of his forearm. kind of a bit of an open chest, dark
Help with the fish,
tannish
let's go shopping
skin,
if you're good.
kind of a muted yellow eye, with this flaming bright red hair that ends in purple tips. Has a bit of adorned jewelry on each hand. You notice like a very subtle tan mark around his throat. Comes stepping up, kind of sees all of you chatting, and is kind of has this look of like, oh god. Locks eyes with you.
Is there a window behind Phil?
Locks eyes with you and keeps walking to the bar.
Is there a window?
There is, yes. Yeah, there's 2 windows, one to the right, one to the left. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check real quick.
At disadvantage because he's hammered.
You are hammered, so disadvantage.
You're welcome.
Not much better. Did you say acrobatics?
Yep.
12.
12. That's enough at least to break the window. You will take...
I thought I teleported through it.
Did you teleport?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then yeah, you're fine.
You know-
I thought you said you jumped through the
No,
window.
no.
never actually
That's
says
way
what
too
he's doing.
dramatic.
I thought you were going to jump through the
Take
window.
damage?
Like that.
Never.
No. Okay, yeah. You
It's another case of him never explaining what he's
appear
doing.
out in this space, and suddenly everything becomes intensely focused for you.
I'm gonna open the door and walk out with him.
Yeah, he's out there. Where do you go?
Franklin, come on, let's go. We gotta follow. Chase sequence. Take it and go.
Put it down.
Kaelus said he's going to treat us to some magical items.
Okay, great.
What?
Really?
Off we go.
I don't remember saying that.
Cool.
Well,
You said
you're
he was
blacked
staying
out.
at the inn.
Well, I don't know if he's staying there, but he is currently there.
As you all usher off to whatever magical purchasing might be happening.
I heard talk of Henlas, so
Yeah.
I
So
imagine
I'll start leading the magic.
Perfect. Wolfgang,
Y'all forgot about me real quick, didn't you?
Yep.
you descended down
Absolutely
into
leave the party, bitch.
You descend down into Vicky's room.
My murder girlfriend's busy.
You did say I
My
had
murder
Homer Simpson
girlfriend.
out.
You come up to the door. You blocked it behind yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Speaking into the bushes.
Can I do a quick? We're going shopping. Meet us at Hamil's Heritage. Come on.
Kind of.
Just for the sake of him joining us later.
The Dragonborn's like, I'll let him know.
Great.
Just kind of like. Was that Frogman?
Knocking on the door. A moment passes, but the door eventually opens. And she peeks through. It's strange. For a moment, she looks around, and you see just the regular side of her face, none of the porcelain. And for a moment, kind of feels normal. And then she looks
Feel
all
like
the way
20 again?
through, and everything kind of comes back into sharp focus.
Kind of hit by that a little bit and shake it off. Good evening.
Come in.
Follow behind.
She closes the door and
Were you able to get to some rest?
yes,
Good.
yes, I was. Thank you. By the way,
Of course.
did you find out anything?
I think we have a lead. I'm not too sure if that's going to lead to anything after that, but it's something we're going to look into probably tomorrow. You have no recollection of what happened?
You hear as things start to kick in, and she is.
Calm down. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I can't remember.
It's okay.
And she sits down on the bed. I just need to stay in here. I maybe a watch outside of my door.
Okay. I have no problem making sure that happens or being the guard or the watch for that. It's a little different here than it was in Voxstrom, as I'm sure you noticed.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, it does not seem like there's big fuss around the city regarding any sort of misdeeds of last night. So for now, we might be okay.
Okay. What have you all been up to?
What have we been up to? Well, let's see. How did today go? Ranguin took off immediately with Darik to the temple, where I think she put Darik up.
Wait, the temple.
You and I are going there tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
I have not
Or
been-
maybe even tonight?
Do you want to go right now?
I mean, if anyone could keep a closer watch on me, it would probably be them. Not to say you aren't capable, but to take you for the whole evening. It would be easier if multiple people could watch.
I would be more than happy to keep watch all evening if that was needed.
I know you would.
But I understand. And if these people can take care of that, then I think it's as good of a idea as any.
Okay.
More than happy to take you right now.
If we could. I'll get a cloak on.
Yeah, why don't we do that, and maybe bring, your bag. We'll
She begins to gather all of her stuff, throws on a cloak, puts the hood up, kind of angles it so a little bit more of her human face is showing through.
kind of reach my hand out,
She takes it.
and now I just got to figure out exactly where this place is. Going up to taking her to the bar, and
Hey, your little friend said
kind of looking around.
they all dipped. That one blue one was teleporting through my walls.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Did he break anything?
No, actually, I would prefer if he teleports rather than crashing through a window
that's a
like I
first.
thought he was going to do. It's concerning to say the least.
He's
They were-
he's usually breaking things, so this is a good improvement.
Okay, that's good. Maybe I don't want him here. Anyway, they said they were heading to Henla Heights. Henla's Heritage. We're in Henla's Heights.
Explain that to me like
It's
I've
a
never been
magic.
here
It's a
before.
magic item store.
And where is it?
Then he'll give you directions.
Okay. Is that anywhere near the Temple of Lunaris or whatever it's called?
Oh, sure. It's on the way.
Henla's Heritage is on the way to the temple.
Yes.
Fantastic.
The temple's furthest east. You'll have to take one of the gondolas to the island.
Any gondola? Just you point me in the right direction.
Oh yeah, you're gonna and he'll give you directions.
Fantastic. Okay, then I imagine my group and I will be back. I promise my blue friend won't break anything, and if he does, I'll break him.
I love the sound of it.
I'm sure you do.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
And if you need any help or advice on the Goliath fish, let me know. It's
Yeah.
a creature from my homeland.
I'm gonna have to quarry it first, and then we'll get around to it.
If you need any advice on that, I have some advice
All
to
right.
give. I've seen it done. Never done it myself, but
I've done it myself before.
oh, well then I'll go fuck myself. Cool.
Yeah. Vicky actually snickers a little bit.
and I said that kind of with like a smirk, and then
Yeah.
me and her.
He kind of chuckles to himself, and you head on
When I
out
hear
into
my
the
laugh
into the
go.
brisk cold night.
I go,
It is actually no. It's actually very nice out at the moment. Sun's beginning to set. Twilight hours are setting in. The golden shimmering across the lake. I poked myself in the eye almost.
Twilight.
Wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay. I'll say for the sake of getting you guys together, you do catch up to the group. You guys had flagged down one of the gondolas. You're gonna have to share 2 gondolas with this size of a group. But you guys hop onto one.
We do not catch up with the group.
Oh, never mind.
I'm taking a sort of a slower path.
Sure. Okay. We will come into this moment as you guys are on the gondolas, going about your day. You eventually come to Henla's Heritage.
So inside, you're gonna meet Paola. She's
Paola.
kind of the coolest. So she is the descendant of the god. No, just kidding. Of one of the people that founded. And it's a witch that founded this place.
A witch.
Yeah, but like a cool witch, I think. And I'm pretty sure that she doesn't know it yet, but she's gonna mentor me in the ways of magic.
You've been
You
awfully
guys have chatted
busy.
about it.
So make me look cool, guys, and let's go.
How cool do you want to be looking?
I mean, kind of the best.
Right. Do you like her?
I mean, like a cool aunt.
Remember, Kendall.
Right.
He has no feelings.
All right, Mr. Nand, the coolest. We'll make it happen.
Remember, this incredibly drunk guy is telling you that right now.
Yep. And I trust him implicitly.
Far away from this. I'm gonna go inside.
All right. As you enter the facility, you hear the ringing of a bell. Looking up, no bell to be seen.
Alarm spell.
As he mentions that to you. You walk in. You see an individual who is kind of dusting off some shelving, and then right above them on a higher shelf there is a mage hand that's dusting as well. And she's kind of going along as that one dusts, then she continues dusting. Yeah. You see this half-elvish woman, black hair pulled back into a tight bun, wearing some modest clothing, a bit of an apron on, fair skin, slightly pointed ears. As the bell goes off, she kind of turns and looks, these kind of bright blue eyes popping through.
A dancing frog nan dirt fist. Defender of magic. Fighter of mechanical bulls and
Are you giggling as you say that?
yeah.
She kind of waves her hands, and you hear like a trumpet, like.
Wearer of rather quick cloaks.
But you knew that already.
Hello, Frogman.
Hey!
I imagine this is your group you mentioned.
Yeah, I told you I bring them back. I mean, you have so many cool things, and I mean, we want to be patrons.
What's that do?
Oh, we're right into it. All right, come with me. She kind of takes you upstairs, and you see this kind of large half mannequin. No arms are on it, but enough of a shoulder, and then cut off at the waist. They seem to be wearing this cloak that extends and flares out to the side, and has a singular point in the back with a hood up. She gestures over to it and just, this is a cloak of the manta ray. When you wear it and you put the hood up, you'll be able to breathe underwater for indefinitely, so long as the hood is up, and you can swim very quickly.
What if you don't know how to swim?
It will teach you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You just have to keep it on. If it's ever taken off of you, you will lose all those effects.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Hi, welcome. I didn't mean to single someone out, but is there anything you're all looking for?
That's all right. We are certainly interested in aquatic armaments. I'd be interested in any weapons you may have available. Let's take a look at.
Weapons. I do have. Oh, what do I have? Where did it go? I do have this. She walks over to one of the walls and opens up this very long case and pulls out this very beautifully looking javelin. And at the tip of it, it turns into this jagged lightning bolt. This is a javelin of lightning. I am not going to demonstrate it. There is an activation, a command word. Once
I've
you
seen
read
one
through
of
it.
these used before.
Yes, throw it and it becomes a bolt of lightning streaking forward, striking anything in its path up to a certain distance, dealing electric damage to the targets.
Does it return to you?
Man.
It does not return to you. You will have to go and grab it.
You know who would
afterwards.
love this? Wolfgang.
I would love this.
Okay.
Yes.
You talked about it like,
if-
I've already seen this.
If
I
you're
don't care."
interested, it is
I've seen
205
it.
gold.
205. And how much do these cloaks of the manta ray go for?
Cloaks of the Manta Ray are... Let me look at my notes. I have 2 of them presently. Each one is 380 gold.
Jesus. He's not very good at math, so he has to do it on a calculator.
An abacus.
Do you have any weapons? Like
The
arrows
professor just...
that work underwater?
I don't, unfortunately. I don't. Though that is an excellent point. That is something I will look into and see if I can't create. If you're willing to wait, I could make some.
Cool.
It will just take me a little while.
Well, let me see if I can afford it. I don't want to commission you to make something I can't afford.
Sure, how many arrows were you looking for?
10.
10? Let's see. Come out to maybe...
Would I need a
say-
bow that works with them?
No, I would enchant the arrows specifically to cut through the water, essentially, as if there was no frictional resistance. Let's say 100 gold for 10 arrows.
That's a lot.
I think if we talk to her about a bunch of stuff,
Do you do a pylon discount?
We could talk about grouping, sure.
All right, hold that thought. I may be interested.
All right.
So there's the other thing I was talking about that really caught my eye. She had all these spell scrolls of watery things.
Mhm.
And the one thing that I think could really help all of us is the spell of water breathing, but I can't afford it on my own.
Scrolls start to fly towards her, and she catches them.
But if we can buy the scroll and buy a few pages of magic susceptible parchment, I can inscribe it and cast it on all of us, and we'd have it forever.
I'm gonna like kind of walk over to Frogman and be like, "Can't you just memorize it, look at it, and then write it down?"
I'm pretty fast, but a spell scroll of that magnitude would take me at least like 6 minutes.
Order of scribes, baby.
How much is the water breathing scroll?
For water breathing itself, about 270 gold.
And you could cast it on all of us?
Yeah, infinitely.
That seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, so maybe if we just collected like 20 gold from everyone.
You can have 20 gold for me for sure, bro.
Thanks. Kaelus, I know he's down for it because he wants to make me look cool.
I thought Kaelus was paying for all of this, actually.
Kaelus is back there just like thumbing through a bucket.
That's fine.
Seeing if she notices.
She just prestidigitate. She can just clean it up.
Is this mostly an underwater store?
It's not that that is my specialty per se, but it is something that the patrons of this town value.
Oh, is
So-
it because of the monsters?
No, not monsters specifically, but we have a lot of sailors out on these waters, and with enough wind, this lake is very large. So some of those waves that come through, on occasion, can rival an ocean. On occasion, very rare. But falling into the water, wearing heavy armor in the water, it helps to breathe.
True.
Supply and demand.
Mm.
You know, Kaelus, maybe we could sell her the In Her Darkness book.
We won't be doing that. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, okay. That's
Do you have
fair.
anything like this?
No. I'm not much of a jeweler per se.
Is there one around here?
There are jewelers, yes, in Helena Heights. Mm-hmm.
Anyone that you recommend?
We're not exactly talking, but her skill is undeniable. Audra. She owns...
McDonald?
I can't think of a last name now. All I think of is McDonald. Audra Pemberbrook.
Ultra Pemberbrook.
Would you like to buy it? Take a look. Softly.
Sure, I'll look it over.
Red.
You're quite the salesperson. I need to write things down. Okay. Yes. No, I think I'm okay.
Why? What's wrong with it? Phil gave it to me. Is it fake?
No, it's very real. It's a packed item, and since I don't know who's on the other end of it, I don't think I will.
Who's the pack?
That's
Phil?
a great question.
I'm looking.
Sunshine.
I'm just like looking over at like armor and cloaks and stuff. Just
Whistling to yourself.
You've
might-
got some wonderful mariner's armor on display: splint mail, hide, and some studded leather.
yes, but that doesn't let me
Phil.
breathe.
Who might this belong to?
Oh, would you stop it,
Who's the
Kaelus?
pack?
I don't know. It's partially why I won't purchase it.
Oh,
I don't
thought-
want any animosity coming my way from whoever's on the other end of that.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
A pact item is something that usually a warlock will make in an agreement for power. Warlocks aren't classically terrible people, but sometimes the people they work for are.
All right. Seems.
Oh, you're a warlock as well. I'm not judging him in particular.
Kaelus, when you're
No,
no
you be
longer
right.
stumbling about yourself, perhaps you'll be able to put two and two together.
All right. Oh, it's.
Yes, master. Ah, a devil.
All right. He's quite a gentleman, if you get to know him.
Hi, Oz.
You can tell by his little jacket.
He kind of,
Very lovely.
and she just kind of
Right.
walks off to the side, starts procuring some more items.
Oz, I need you to take this. I need you to drop it in the lake
Absolutely.
on the deep end, please.
Yes. Turns invisible.
Oh, but it was so pretty.
You know, for someone who likes to cause mischief and mayhem, you're certainly being no fun right now.
Oh, I'm causing mischief and mayhem. Trust me.
So, Paola,
Is this why the relationship fell apart?
I
Yes.
don't mean to be
Exactly.
rude.
Don't say whatever you're
and-
gonna say.
Well, no, I really don't think it is rude. But on the off chance it is, just know I don't mean any offense by it.
He doesn't.
Henla was a witch, right?
Yes.
Are you a witch?
Yes, I am.
In my experience, witches will often, if they're wise about it and diligent, not be afraid to deal with a devil.
I wasn't
on
afraid.
occasion.
It just made a lot of sense.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Have you cursed anybody?
Magically?
Yes.
No. I sworn at people. There's some fuckheads in the city.
Right, but Frognan's not one of them.
That's a good one.
No, he's quite the gentleman.
Thanks. You
I understand.
yeah.
Have you ever seen a silverfin fish?
A silver fin fish?
Striped fin fish?
A pinstripe
Yes.
fish. Yes.
Do you think that's an adequate thank you fish?
I don't think I know what a thank you fish is, but they are very pretty to look at.
Would you feel grateful if you had one?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Madam,
Did
Paola,
you want to purchase anything?
Yes, I would like to buy a cloak of the manta ray and the javelin of lightning.
Absolutely.
Are you gonna give it to Wolfgang?
Would we be able to pool together maybe just a couple resources for...
Here's 20 gold from me.
Okay.
Let's see how much I have left over.
Absolutely, Mr. Nand.
Kaelus will cover my portion, actually.
Cool, so 60 gold from Kaelus, plus 20 gold, that's 80 gold.
That combination will come out to 585 gold.
Yes. How about 505 gold and 8 platinum?
Yes.
It's the same.
Yes, that'll work.
Because I don't have 585 gold.
No, it's fine. Gold's just easier to calculate.
I might be a bit drunk here, but I don't think Phil's a team player.
No, I mean, I think I just frustrated him because he was trying to, keep your ex kind of on the hush hush, and I think I spoiled things by not knowing about his race.
I'm learning so much about this group.
Is that my sword?
Oh yeah, I got this for you. Shing! Whoa!
Oh,
There you go.
Thank you.
So I think that's 80 gold from Kaelus and 20 gold from...
I've given
getting
it to
higher.
you. So you can put it in your inventory because I took it out of mine.
So I'll put 100 gold in my inventory because that's 80 from you and 20 from you.
You swindled here. I'll
That
do
just
it now,
happened. Great.
Because I'm drunk.
And so how far off are we now from the water breathing scroll?
It's not letting me remove gold.
why? Are you not signed in?
Failed to remove coins, that's all it's saying.
Write it down somewhere.
Okay.
Sorry. run those numbers by me again.
Yeah, well, just tell me how much it costs total retail price, and I can tell you how far I am off.
For a scroll of water breathing,
Uh-huh.
it's at 270.
270.
Sweet.
Okay,
So
so
lightning doesn't.
I got 100. And then how much would you be willing to pay for this amethyst?
It's very well cut. Let's say probably about 10 gold.
10 gold? Okay. So that makes me a 60 off. I know that Wolfgang's good for a good 20 or so.
Is he now?
So then I need to throw another 40. And we'll be good. So,
I mean, I will need that 20
Oh, of course.
from your friend before I can hand over the scroll.
Okay, well, I'll get it from him later.
Okay.
So you said 175 minus 10 for the amethyst?
The scroll of water breathing is 270.
270.
Mm-hmm. So 260 with the amethyst going across.
I didn't do that math.
Mr. Nand, how short are you?
About 100.
I was expecting about 2 feet or.
All right,
Sorry.
here you go.
210.
I'll give you 100.
Oh,
yeah, son.
Scroll of water breathing it is.
Mm-hmm.
There you are.
270, you said?
270
Okay, so 260
minus the crystal.
All
Yes.
right. Hell yeah.
There you are.
Mm-hmm.
Proud new owner.
Hey.
Treaty 12.
There weren't any other weapons of note. Was that the only one?
Not weaponry. It doesn't look like she has proficiency necessarily in blacksmithing. She probably gets something crafted and then she'll enchant it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't.
No, there's you see kind of this very ornate look. Ornate. Wow, I couldn't get the words right. Ornate looking rod that's been designed. It's kind of got like this serpentine coiling to it, ending in a serpent's head that has this dark blue gem in its mouth.
Okay. That's a rod and not a weapon.
It's not like a staff.
No, I know you're not.
Too short for a staff, too long for a wand.
Okay, not what I understood.
Now I know you're not the biggest fan of us warlocks, but do you happen to have anything for a warlock?
I do.
Like?
As you're examining it, that rod gets lifted up and floats over. This is a rod of the Pact Keeper.
All right. Now we're talking.
Basic enchantment, so it will make your casting a little bit more potent.
How much might something like that go for?
Really too bad I'm not there with all my money.
Only have the
I'm going to get like 20, 30 gold from you.
We'll see.
You're looking about 220 gold.
220 gold. I do have a few weave waters. How
Hmm.
much might you be willing to buy something like that for?
How potent? Basic?
Yes.
It's up to second circle.
Yes.
3 of them, you say?
Yes.
About 150 gold.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Yeah, Weave Water gives you back very important spell slots.
If only I was there to round those edges out.
Let's do that.
150 from there.
Well, hold on. How much did you say the rod was for? Sorry, I'm a wee bit drunk.
220.
220.
So you need 70.
70 more.
All right. Well, I only need 20 more.
220 minus 150.
I have 50 gold on top of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, you only need 20 more.
All right. I bet you haven't seen a boomerang before.
Natural one. No, I have not.
All right. Observe.
Roll with disadvantage.
Natural one, please.
Not quite.
Watch Kaelus make his plan go worse.
12.
12 was the DC.
Yes!
It circles around, kind of bumps a jar that has like this liquid with something floating in it, and it kind of, and everyone's like, but it rocks back and stays perfectly standing. I would like just one straight roll, 10 or lower, you get hit in the face with a boomerang.
Can I fail and just like reach out to catch it really coolly and just
Totally. Yeah, just whack right in your face.
Oh, Kaelus, are you okay?
Am I still pretty?
There's like a
Yeah.
little dribble of blood.
Gorgeous.
That was very impressive. It coming back immediately.
20 gold impressive?
Does it have any magical properties?
No, but it could. Think of the possibilities.
Roll a persuasion check. At disadvantage.
Ten.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm,
I rolled a 3.
wow, brutal. I can shave 5 gold off.
Why you go off? Alright, let's see
It is very well made.
Alright, let's see here.
This dude's fighting for his life over here to get this rod.
What if I throw in this scroll of speak with animals?
Scroll speak with animals. Now that is definitely worth something.
Yeah.
I would say even exchange. On top of everything you're paying for as well.
Perfect. Excellent, Mr. Nand. Stand-up guy. A gentleman.
Indeed.
I got you, buddy.
Thank you very much. Get to add something to our inventory. Boomerang.
Last but not least, I honestly love your store so much. I want to spend literally everything I have here.
Right now.
Yeah. So I have just a little bit over the equivalent of 67 gold. Is there anything super cool I could get for about 67 gold?
How much was it?
About
67?
about
67.
Just over 67, the equivalent. Or should I just get more pages of spell scroll inscriptions?
You could do more spell scroll inscriptions. I do have some potions of healing if you're interested. Though it seems like you'll only be able to purchase one.
Okay, maybe because we've done a lot, I know it's usually about 25 for one level of what I do. So that would usually be 75 for about 3 of my levels. Would you do 75? Would you do 66 for 3 of my levels?
I'm not entirely sure what you're asking me.
So-
Levels of...
Or sorry, circles, I should say. So because I'm kind of a smarty pants.
Mm-hmm.
What would normally cost most people about 50 gold to inscribe a circle of magic only takes
Mhm.
me about 25 gold because I'm extra efficient.
All right.
So I'm hoping to get about 3 more circles of worth for of these parchments
Mm-hmm.
for 66 gold. We have spent a lot.
That's true. Sure.
All right, you're the best. I'm completely broke now.
Do you want no potion of healing? No, right.
I mean, if you want to be a buddy.
If anyone's interested, I do have, I'm very proud of it, some elven chain. It is very expensive though, but I wanted to throw it out there.
Oh, I'm so
How much
incredibly poor
expensive
now.
is it expensive?
About 5,500 gold.
Oh, fuck right off.
That's how much I have left.
It must be really
16
good,
silver and
huh?
3
It
copper.
is incredible.
I have 8 silver.
It's what would normally jingle and weigh you down, practically lightless. Essentially, in terms of mechanics, stealth checks are not a disadvantage when you wear it. It is also a +1 enchantment, so it gives you +1 to your AC. Additionally, you won't be drowning in water if you wear heavy armor when you're wearing this chain.
I'm going to sit in the corner and study for 6 minutes.
Quick question. Do you do any kind of, like, what's that thing?
You're thinking of way away.
Martial arts.
Not exactly. When you, like, do you do commissions?
You work out.
Yes. I was going to commission your arrows if you're interested.
That's not what I meant. I meant if we don't have 5,000 gold to pay for the elven chainy thing, could we work it for it? Is
Oh.
there any task or quest we could go on to
Well,
get
we-
it?
I'm not going to go and clean up part of the lake. That should net us.
I
some-
don't remember agreeing to that.
Neither did I. I'm not really looking to swim.
Well, I'm going to head
Cold.
out then.
Dark.
I'll go with you. Just
Don't
be patient.
leave. Don't be like that, Dr.
People
Phil.
poo in there.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm just saying, I'm weighing our options. Maybe there's something that she needs that we can help her out with.
I did lose a shipment that sunk into the lake. I would like it back. I put the commission into the Crimson Cog, but they've been taking their time in potentially picking it up and doing anything
And
about
if we
it.
can procure these things for you, what would it be worth? How much have you lost?
Quite a lot, probably about 10,000 gold worth of materials.
Well, they were yours to begin with, so
It was. I'd be more than willing to part with my elven chain if you're willing
if we
to.
can retrieve those items,
Absolutely. More than covers for that cost.
where do you think?
I'll offer a permanent discount at my store as well for your group.
Marvelous.
We'll say
See?
10% along with the elven chain.
All right. Well, we will.
Wolfgang hears us from across the city and dives under the water.
We will take that commission, won't we?
So what did this
Yep.
shipment look like?
It's
a
a
container?
It was a collection of barrels. I didn't see necessarily what they're transporting it in. I've simply ordered it.
Okay.
But it was sailing from the northern side of the lake.
Okay.
Do you know whereabouts the ship went down?
It was on its way towards the city, so probably maybe 5 miles away from the city. Up north.
5 miles north.
It's not very far.
Is there any magic or anything magical in your shipment that we might be able to really focus on to help us locate it? Anything that would give off like a beacon of magic?
No, not really. The components were 4 magical ingredients and whatnot. There were some basilisk fangs in there that were I was very excited about getting. So, if you were to recover anything, I would like those back more so than the rest of it. If you can recover all of it, I would be greatly appreciated.
Basilisk fangs, you say?
Yes.
I'm gonna
I was
look
like,
over at
what's
Frodan.
that?
Just. Yes, well,
What do you do with those?
I think this has been moved up on our docket. We will get on this post haste.
Before we leave, have you ever seen one of these?
I'm gonna grab Rangwin and just.
You better not. I'm
What do
trying
you
to
pull
show her
out?
my Pegasus feather.
I have not. What is it?
It's a feather from a
Only
flying
fucking
horse.
do what basilisk things can
From a Pegasus.
Yes, ma'am.
You caught a feather.
Can you believe it? It was beautiful. It landed on the ship we came in on.
This
and
is
we
an
made
extremely rare material.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the harbor now.
Capable
Bye.
of creating flight and levitation,
For me?
weightlessness. Not on its own, but it can be used as part of a magical enchantment.
Oh.
Someone as proficient as Frogden would be more than capable of transposing its magical effects onto a particular item.
I can
Really?
get to studying on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm gonna hold on to it. You just tell me when.
Okay.
Doesn't he have one of his own?
Oh, you do.
You all have one.
We all have
I know
one.
I have one, but
I got one for Darik too.
You could burn it as well, which would offer temporary flight. But
I don't
it
wanna
would be gone
burn it.
forever. Yes. It is far more potent under the rightful eyes than incinerated.
Well,
How
thank you for that.
Temporary.
Temporary, let me see if I remember. Oh, I do remember. It would give you about 5 minutes of flight.
Just by burning it.
Just by
Whoever
burning
burns it.
hmm
Interesting.
The holder.
Got it.
If you drop it and it burns, out of luck.
Thank you, Brenda.
Paula.
Paula. Sorry.
Noticing a theme suddenly.
Okay, last question, and then I promise we'll get out of your hair. This isn't actually having to do with bargaining or purchases or anything like that.
All right.
You're a really awesome witch. And you make all these things. I'll show her my scroll of flesh to stone.
Mhm.
And say, this is above my knowledge. I don't want to learn this. I want to learn the reverse of this. Where would I even start?
Well, that's why I was particularly interested in the basilisk fangs.
I don't know a basilisk scar.
Oh, well, they're
Snakes.
horrible creatures.
Not
Okay.
entirely.
Oh,
They can turn people to stone.
I don't know.
Oh.
But you can use their
What
own
was
blood
scenario?
to reverse a petrification realm
It's a
basilisk.
plague.
I don't know if a fang could do something similar, but perhaps it could be used as a component.
It's possible, yes. It is a path to start.
If we get your shipment back, can we
I'd be
talk
willing
more?
to part with a couple, sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I mean, is there any reading you could do in the meantime to kind of help me get a jump start?
I could do some
I am
studying in some
saying
spare time. If you head out into the docks, speak with Louis.
Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dwarven fellow. He does owe me a favor, so he could lend you a small boat that has some carrying equipment on it
Okay.
for your travels.
I know that she's pretty tired, and he's.
What? I'm not
It doesn't
tired.
have to be tonight.
I'm not
Okay.
tired
There's
either,
there's
Mr.
no
Nunn.
rush on
Okay.
this.
You literally have a
It,
point of
you,
question.
any of you even considering this
I'm
is
tired.
far more than the Crimson Cock has done in some time.
I actually had a question about that. Is this just like a... I've just heard talk that they're rather, well, for a group of adventurers, they're rather lackadaisical about their job.
They're rather complacent. They achieved a certain level of notoriety and fame within the city, and have been coasting off of that for quite some time. The standing's not great, but they have earned a respectful eye, and there's quite a few of them. They take on whatever job they want, not really in consideration of the person itself. They'll get it done, whether you like the results or not. It's kind of how they approach. They're not bad people, but they're just not people.
Sounds like someone I know.
Glenn just seems to have lost control of the whole scenario. He's the leader.
Is he in a play too?
Glenn?
Never mind.
Paula, you've been more than generous with your time.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go find my buddy that owes me about 40 gold, and and then we'll be back hopefully really soon with news about your shipment.
You've honestly been the highlight of my day, so
You too.
have a lovely evening. I will be closing shop, so don't bother coming back.
Okay, no problem.
Just come back tomorrow morning.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
Bye, Paola.
Bye. You guys head out the door, and at that moment, we will go into a break.
All right.
Thank you guys, and we will see you in a moment.
Yeah.
Open the door. It's so hot in here.
It's so hot in here. Welcome back to Tarzan.
That's my Arnold impression.
That was terrible. That was really bad.
Without context.
Even with context, it's bad.
Everybody look at the dog. He's really cute.
Dog is here.
Dog.
Chippy, chippy.
Oh, Chappie, what a good boy.
Trevor was like,
Boy.
all right, I'm here.
He's like, this room is so hot.
It's hot already.
He's like, I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Hot dog
Alright.
summer.
Bringing
Let's
us
play some
back
D&D.
into the moment, as the bulk of the group finishes their shopping expedition, we come into a bit of a quieter moment as
Right.
Wolfgang and Vicky are making their way through the streets, through the channels
Yeah.
of Laminsa. You find yourselves on a gondola, making your way off to
Well, Hemla Heights, right?
Henless Heritage.
No, the fancy part of
Hem-
town.
Oh, the fancy part of town?
Isn't that Hemla's Heights? Something
Henless
like that?
Heights is the middle section of the town. It's where you're already at.
Where was the fucking High Garden?
High
Isn't
Garden.
that the fancy place?
Mm-hmm.
With
Well, High
going
Garden
on a
is
date?
located in High Water.
You're going
High
there
water.
now?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Clearly,
had shit to do.
Wolfgang has the best timing for this kind of thing.
I am really good at this. I don't see what the problem is.
Thinking with his dick.
Not really, actually.
Just
He's
with
just-
his heart.
His heart dick.
He's not
His heart
the
dick.
best at this.
His
In
hit.
case we haven't discerned, Wolfgang is not the wisest man in the world.
His heart dick has a reach.
You guys are heading off
Shut up, Keegan.
Get it
towards
raging?
one of the channels.
Is that where the barbarian comes from?
Yep.
Is there anything you want to chat about on your way there, or do you just want to wait till you get to the gardens?
No, we're just gonna kind of view the city because we can view the city from here, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, you guys are through these channels. You guys go past immediately the floating markets, and especially at this hour, it's bustling. There's a lot of extra gondolas out, and just people calling out numbers and making trades for certain clothing items. Or
And I think what Wolfgang would be doing here is kind of like trying to pay attention to the sound, and like if her heart starts,
sure.
he'll probably bypass what we're doing and go straight to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna wine and dine her?
No.
Wine, dine.
You gonna woo and do her?
He's gonna
we
flower
done
and
yet?
wow her.
As you come to the lock, the gates open up. The gondola enters, gates lock, water fills, and you come into a much nicer part of town. Not that Henla Heights isn't nice, but this is extra. It's ostentatious. The buildings are tall, taller than any building you've really ever seen, excluding maybe the clock tower in your hometown.
Baron's taller than the Baron's Tower? That sounded like it was pretty tall too.
The Baron's Tower is pretty big, but for this it's a lot of buildings at this height. To see this type of cluster of space at this caliber is like, jeez.
Can you give me a frame of reference that Paul the human would know? I guess Wolfgang's a human too.
Consider downtown Santa Rosa.
Where's that?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to pretend that I have a pretty decent idea of what you're talking about. I've spent a bunch of time down there.
We're not from Santa Rosa.
I'm not. So.
I know you're not, but neither am I.
Yeah, but I kind of got the idea.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
everyone's address?
Five, let's call it like 5 stories.
Mine's 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 stories, give or take.
Yeah, about.
As a human would recognize.
Yeah.
Thank you.
5 stories, 6 stories on occasion for a couple.
Got it.
Um,
Which, in this time and place, would probably be pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, for this era of time, absolutely. Buildings started reaching these heights as the arcane revolution started coming through, because there were magical means of getting up that high, supporting structures while they were building. It just, with magic infused as part of it, it just made easier in day-to-day life. You guys sail off to the left-hand side, pushing away from a lot of the larger buildings out to more of a flatter terrain, and you can see as you come around one of these corners, it extends out into this beautiful park area. Greenery throughout the space, certain trees hanging out. There's a couple more willows, just noticing from the Drowning Roots Tavern.
What time of day is it?
At this hour, getting to this point, it's nearing 7 o'clock.
Sunset?
Yeah, absolutely.
How romantic.
Twilight hour is upon you.
Okay. You said there's some great big park?
Yeah, and the gondola stops off at a docking area. There's a couple more boats nearby, and there are a few people walking about the space.
Asking the gondolier.
Mhm.
Is the temple near here?
No, the temple is going to be... We'll have to head back down into the Henla Heights, and then off a ways.
Is it walking distance, theoretically?
No, unfortunately. You will have...
As in you can't get there by foot?
Mm-mm.
That seems
It's down one more
inefficient.
lock.
It's on a separate island.
I didn't build the city.
I'm sure you didn't. It's very interesting that you can't go from one... Well, I guess keeping
Council's
people...
actually out that way. I don't know if they'll take a walk-in, but...
You said council? As in...
The Waking Council.
Pretend I don't know what that is.
They're the politicians of the city.
Gotcha.
If there was a mayor of this town, they are a number of them.
How many of them?
8. No, 7.
Barons, one might say.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, we're overthrowing this place. I said no.
Seven.
You know how we feel
There
about
is
Baron.
there is an official mayor, but he has a number of people with him.
Understood. Yes.
Barons
Okay.
are my trigger.
Is this a common place to pick up gondolas?
I'll wait here as long as you need me to.
Thank you. I slip him 2 gold. How much would a ride be? I'm sure.
Normally a ride would be like 3 silver.
Cool. I slip him. I hand him a gold.
I'll be here for the remainder of the night if you need me to.
Thank you, sir.
He kind of pulls out something wrapped and starts eating it.
I don't know what he's eating. Okay.
That was a lot of Paul right there. I want that food.
That is a lot of
Give me
Paul.
your gyro.
Give me your
You know.
Shall we walk the park?
Are we doing this now?
I figure why not.
Okay.
Give us some time to relax before we head to the temple.
Roll a persuasion check real
It's
quick.
great timing.
Rome.
Persuasion 13.
through the poop lane.
Okay.
We don't have to, of course.
No, let's see if it helps.
Yeah, just, an opportunity to see the city and wind down.
Sure. She kind of steps off, hands behind her back.
Gonna put my hand out.
She'll swap and take your other hand.
That's her human hand.
She has doll portions on her right side of her face, and her left arm is doll-like.
Gotcha. Okay. So, walking the park, are there people wandering around?
A few people here and there.
Okay.
There's some kids who are kind of splashing each other from some of the nearby water channels into space. It's been clean.
They all have E. coli
I considered
infestations.
this.
Dude, those kids are all peeing right now.
that actually might be true. that part might be true.
Kids are always peeing.
I love how Brittany probably can't wait to be back in my beautiful, lovely home in the city, and we're
ruining it.
Just shit everywhere.
the first thing we say when she's back, it's full of shit and piss.
Welcome to your town.
This place sucks.
Anyways.
Yes, but walking about the space, there's a number of cut shrubbery to look like certain
Smack
things,
that
certain
dice.
animals within the space. Wandering about the area. You have some time. It does extend out towards the edge of the Henla Wall, which divides essentially this section. It's a nice drop downwards, but there is a bit of water that cascades off of that area, leading down into the floating markets below you, and you can just see off into the entirety of the city before you.
We'll head in that direction to look
Mhm.
at this great view.
Seeing off in the distance, the sun is beginning to set. Twilight is sparkling and dancing across. What waves are appearing? It's nice and warm outside right now.
Okay. This is a heck of a view, right?
Don't really see anything like this in the Frostwilds.
No. No, we don't. Some of the mountain peaks you can get some pretty good views, but nothing like this.
You don't really catch the sun either.
They don't. This lake is kind of absurdly big,
Huge.
right? It is
Massive.
It is weird. And that waterfall, that was...
Doesn't make physics sense.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Kind of seems like there's a lot of
Magic?
magic. Yeah.
I suppose it's your grandfather to thank for that.
I mean, I'm sure he
He
had
did
something
usher the age.
to do with it. I don't know if it was all him.
He is listed as one of the pioneers of the Arcane Age, along with a couple others.
I guess that's true. 'Cause I totally knew that before this conversation.
It's in our history books.
Obviously. I went to school with you.
Yes.
Yep. So I've been seeing this very
going well.
strange eyeball.
I really hope you're not talking about me.
Let me try that again. Remember, she was there. Yeah, she was there. The robot fight and the floating island.
Oh,
That pretty memorable thing from yesterday.
yeah, yes.
Um,
That was almost 2 days ago.
What's that?
Almost 2 days ago. So
Yeah. Was it? It was yesterday. It was yesterday.
That's what almost 2 days ago means.
I mean, sure. 1, 2 is almost. One is almost 2. You're right.
I got this.
There was a point where I swung into one of those monstrosities and I saw an eye right here. However long ago we were talking about scrying, the professor had mentioned, pretty sure it was the professor that said it, somebody said it, that scrying can sometimes appear as a floating eye or disembodied eye or something like that. And usually you don't see it.
Perhaps someone is watching you.
Who do you think I would think that someone is?
Who do I think you would think?
Sure.
Someone from your past?
Like my grandfather, maybe?
Someone who's passed away?
Like my grandfather, maybe?
Maybe you deserve this haunting.
Maybe I deserve it?
Maybe it's something that's been coming towards you for a very long time now.
Why would that be?
I don't know, what do you think? And as she starts to step a little bit closer, her arm is twitching a bit.
I'm really not sure what you're referring to.
A dark spot begins to form on her forehead, and an eye opens.
Wolfkin kind of steps back.
And in this moment, you kind of trip and blink, and it's all gone.
Hot day.
And she's looking at you like concerned. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a look on your face. It was,
What was the last thing you just said to me?
well, I said it could be someone from your past. And you saw extremely far ahead. Past me. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, it just happened again. The whole eyeball thing.
Where?
Right there.
Is it there now?
No. I tripped a little or something, and that was that.
Okay. Was there anything else?
No, that's it. It's just that. Why don't we head to the temple?
Sure.
Let's go. And he kind of like hurriedly starts moving in that direction.
She kind of like lingers for a moment and looks back out at the view and will eventually come with you.
Heading to the gondola.
Yeah.
And
He's there munching, covers it back up, and gets the stick ready.
kind of gets to the boat and then waits for Victoria to.
She hustles up to you.
And the temple, please.
Yep, right away. Pushes off the side. You extend down the lock. You didn't want to go to the magic store?
No.
Cool.
I
Sailing
was
off.
planning on doing that after the temple.
Okay, gotcha.
But now it might not even matter.
Sailing off, we will come back from that moment into these chuckleheads.
Where we
Kaelus,
heading
you're
back?
starting to sober up a bit.
Okay.
You haven't had a steady stream of alcohol. It's been a minute.
So, I mean, I think we have a pretty clear mission we gotta do, right? I mean, we head to the docks. We have someone that can give us a boat. On our way there, I mean, there's gonna be that infestation for us to face. We kick that butt, you know, get a little bit of gold, get a little bit of notoriety. We keep going further out, even further north. You know, get that lost shipment, get a little more gold, get a little more notoriety, and you know, make a good friend. Make Dominic choke or something? I don't know.
What's going on?
He was just talking in circles and no one was stopping him.
and I think we're good.
And I realized I was going to be there forever.
So, do we just head back and call it a night?
I'm pretty tired. I ran a lot today.
Okay.
But wait, don't you have an audition? I don't want to miss that.
Wait,
Is that tonight?
it's like hours ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed it?
Just a little bit late.
Do you think you could reschedule?
She might be alright with it.
Well, usually they have pretty lenient tardy policies in these kinds of places.
Do they?
Yeah. You won't get detention for like 3 or 4 more tardies.
What's detention?
Well, it's like when your mom says that you're late for your lessons, and then she arrests you, and sends you to your room.
Really backpedaling your way out of this one. I like it.
Weird.
Frog, that's not how the real world works.
Well, shit.
Do you think your mother will arrest you out here if you were to do something
No,
bad?
but like the equivalent of the moms here.
The law.
Yep.
Do you guys think Nesta's okay?
Oh, she's fine.
I'm sure she's fine.
Why would she
I heard
have
she
any
got
reason not to be?
punished.
She's probably cleaning up poop
Why
in the
would she
lake.
get punished?
Because apparently she was supposed to go do a quest and she didn't do what she was supposed to do, and now they're being like all mad at her, and I don't understand that because she saved our asses a bunch of times, and I don't know, I was thinking maybe I'd go down there tomorrow and
Are
tell
you sure she's being punished?
Yes,
And no
Rory
matter-
said so.
Who's Rory?
Well, Rory's a fucking liar.
Ness is perfectly fine and totally okay with making her own decisions, and she decided to
I just think
clean up
maybe
shit
she's
and
probably
be punished.
well.
So
If they're going to
It's only a
punish
first
her
level spell.
after being a badass, I'm just saying, like, maybe we should
Is
go
it
get her and bring her on this mission with us. She'd be
Right,
pretty
right.
helpful.
I think that we can all agree that gods suck.
That's
Is
not
that
what
what
I
we
said.
said?
I'm just saying, if she was that great,
I'm just
now
saying, if
she's
you
being
guys think I
punished,
should go
mean-
back there tomorrow and, like, see if she wants to come, then.
I'll be serious for a second.
Change.
Nesta came back here with us, knowing that she failed her quest, in order to help us with all of our needs. She sacrificed of herself.
Yeah, she didn't have much of a choice.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's the essence of being a cleric, right? Putting the needs of the public before your selfish wants and desires. And so,
That sounds awful.
I mean, she's a smart woman. I'm sure she's explained that. And if the clerics in her temple are intelligent in the least, they'll understand.
It'd have to be a pretty shitty group of people to oust and, truly punish someone that has truly done no wrong.
and I don't think Miss Claiborne would associate with people like that,
Well, they're making her clean.
which I believe is a terrible, unjust thing.
Rangwin, Kaelus, Rangwin,
Terrible, unjust
shut
thing.
up, or I will drag you to Kindra myself.
I'd like to see you try.
They're making
Not that I think you'll fail, but I would like to see you do
Professor.
this.
They're making
What is
that
cleaning?
perfect, beautiful woman clean.
Tell me what is clean.
Hello. As you see Nesta standing before you all nearby.
For real?
Hi.
Nesta!
Hi.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Do you hate cleaning?
It's not the best thing in the world, but
Who likes cleaning?
No one. That's why it's a terrible punishment.
I don't know. It's nice having like a clean space afterwards.
What do you
The
do?
process is what?
What do you do with all that poop?
Is that where your honey comes from?
No, definitely not.
Oh, thank
I
God.
had a
I've been
feeling
eating so
this was
much.
going to come up. It's
Is that like how you get ghee out of butter? You just clarify the poo.
They just
Can
spin
we
it really
please
fast
just-
in a drum.
Let's
it's an
Nesta
old
explain
clerical
it.
secret. I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Please just let Nesta explain it, as she is the local and familiar with the customs here.
Sorry, my
before we
scientific
start.
inquiry got the better of me.
Would not call it scientific in the least.
Which is strange because you're magically inclined. It's magic. You just purify the water.
Oh, done.
But
Yeah.
why not just poop in a toilet?
What's a toilet?
Yeah, what's a toilet?
You're like in the medieval times.
Why not just poop in a hole in the ground like we all do?
Because we're on a lake.
Do people just go down there to poop?
No, it all goes. Do you know what a sewer system is?
What have you been up to?
Thank you for that.
I've been reconnecting with my teacher and talking a bit about the upcoming festival.
The festival?
Yes.
Is the festival
You
that we're
like to go to the
cleaning out the lake for?
How dare you? The festival. The festival. So it's just a reference.
Zach makes it better and then immediately makes it worse.
Yes. The
If anyone's going off on a tangent, it's me.
it's the Geyser Festival. It's coming up in a couple days.
We're gonna fight some monsters. Do you want to come?
I would love that.
Not right now.
Well, it's definitely not right
in the
now. I've been using magic all day, so I'm a little bit tapped.
Yikes.
Big
Hey.
yikes.
Nesta,
Yes.
would you keep an eye on Derek?
Oh, yes, I did see him while I was leaving.
Did he see
I'm not
you?
staying at. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm not staying at the temple specifically. I mean, I can. I was going to spend more time with you all. I just.
Rayla's gonna let you.
I had to. Yes, of course. I just had to check in and then do some chores, essentially.
Was it terrible?
I It was awful. She needs a drink.
Well,
It's terrible. Actually, you know what? I think I deserve some drinks, and I should be pampered a bit.
Yeah. All right.
all right.
Drowning
let's
roots we go.
I could really use this. Yes.
Ring will rub your feet, and Phil get you a drink.
Yeah.
I don't know about the feet thing, but drinks, yes.
Wait till you see the fish I got.
I would love to.
I
Alright,
do
let's go.
want you to know that if we do encounter Kendra there, I will not allow you to leave.
Oh, I won't be going.
Kendra's, I think, like a guy that he's in a blood feud with.
I grab on to Kaelus.
Been less than a day.
It's Kaelus.
It is kindness.
Alright. The only people I pissed off really here are the Obscura.
You pissed off the Obscura.
Not like pissed off, like it's a little tussle. She was really upset.
You tussled with the
In a controlled environment.
during licensing. Okay. Okay.
I did get some weave water out of it. And this, which is some free healing at the temple.
Oh, that's excellent.
Did I get that?
It's not freely given out unless there's dire need for it.
Oh, for like his.
Sure.
Hi.
I want a drink. Let's go drink.
I drag Kaelus.
Okay. Just heels dragging me around.
Yeah, he's just
Slumped over. As you guys head out to the tavern, we will come back to Wolfgang and Vicky. As you guys are heading across on the gondola, you see below you, it's getting a lot darker. It's kind of the black lake with that bit of gold that pops through occasionally from whatever light makes it past the horizon. Lights are starting to pop up all over the place, including across over on the temple. Multicolored lights are starting to come on. The gondola opens up and you step off, and you have the temple before you.
This is impressive.
No structures like Russian. No
Eastern European.
Eastern European. No structures like this from home.
Yeah. Not not much reverence for the gods there either, though.
Not really. All right.
Shall we?
Yes.
We'll be able to help you here.
She'll take her hood off at this point
Okay.
and just kind of embrace everything. She'll follow you.
Heading into the building.
All right. As you ascend up the stairs, even though there's no light coming through this space, that massive moon at the very top of the archways leading in seems to have like this iridescent glow, like light is shifting behind it, catching the different pieces of the stained glass shining through. And as you look down, it's almost like a light show as it's reflecting and moving across on the ground as well. It kind of dances across your face and then hers as well as you both enter the area. There is someone in off-white robes kind of sweeping the area, half-elven young man who kind of looks and, oh, hello.
What time of day is it?
It's nearing 8 o'clock at this point.
Okay. Hi. Good evening.
Yes?
I was wondering if we could speak to somebody about healing. You know, now that I'm here, I'm not totally sure what I'm looking for.
All right. I can send you to one of our prisms.
Sure. Let's start there.
Sure. Rayla's probably eating right now, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind. Give me one moment. Head up the stairs into the main hall. Enjoy the views.
We already have. It's quite impressive. Your city's beautiful.
Just you wait. And he walks off. Vicky kind of looks to you, and as you ascend
Okay, as
up-
we kind of enjoy the views.
I'm not sure what he means.
They're all naked.
You go up
Butts.
up the
Full
this
moon.
main stairway. Inside of this temple is a lot more immaculately designed. The stonework and carventures along pillars and the ceiling have like the different phases of the moon traveling from one side to the other, with starlight iconography and constellations built into the stonework itself. It's very well done. walking up these main stairs into these double doors that you guys just slide or push open, and it extends into this massive hall of worship. And in the very center, shining through from the ceiling, is almost like a 3D structured light sculpture of rainbow design, coming from this like glass portcullis that you find cut out through the ceiling, and it creates just this interesting design of rainbow 3D light.
It's like a prison.
Essentially. You do know the sun is not out, though.
Kind of leaning over. How do you think this whole thing works?
Magic?
Yeah, that seems like the obvious answer, eh?
I mean, when science is not enough, just say it's magic.
Maybe a combination of both.
Maybe. What are we doing here? You notice at this point, as you're looking around, there are a number of people who are sitting down, eyes closed, on like different pads that have been set up. Circular around that space, though beyond the statue, you notice is the structure of a woman. Massive in size, maybe 20 feet tall, extending up to the ceiling. No discernible features across them, though. Seems to be woman by insinuation.
How tall is this structure? This
About
statue?
20 feet up, and it's kind of hitting like the top of the ceiling, but then it does dome towards the top beyond that, where the portcullis is cut out and that 3D structure is showing below.
Is that one piece, you think?
I do not know. I would have to examine it closer.
Looking
I
around
wouldn't be
at
surprised with this space,
all
though.
the people. How did they even get that? Magic. That's how
Magic.
they got it in here.
Magic.
Yeah, that makes
Or
sense.
scaffolding and pulleys.
What would you do?
I'd bring the structure of stone here and then cut it myself.
That also makes sense.
It's around this point that you hear footsteps walking behind you, echoing within this space. Turning around, you see a high elven woman dressed in these kind of light blue robes, wearing a holy symbol of a multiple colored design of the moon. Stepping forward, head completely shaven, blue eyes, steps up. Hello,
Good evening.
my name is Rayla.
Rayla, we were told to come find you, I think.
Yes, I'm one of the prisms. How can I help?
This is Vicky. She has some issues that we would hope to possibly fix. I imagine she could probably explain it better, but for the sake of you not having to talk to yourself, I guess I will go for it.
Thank you very much.
Basically, she has undergone some serious traumatic things with her body, and as you can see, she is part automaton, I guess.
We can go into the medical ward. I can do a full examination of her.
Thank you. But the thing that I want you to look at is it's like an open port thing, right?
It is. You can actually
Yeah.
see inside and see her heart at
Yeah.
work.
Is this? Care to show her?
We'll go into the
Or-
medical bay
Right.
before she disrobes.
That makes more sense.
Yes. Follow me. Brought out. They seem to be conversing a little bit ahead of you.
Vicky and
And Rayla. Just kind of rudimentary conversation. You do hear an ask of like, do you want him in the room? And she, well, say that it's fine if he wants to. You guys come up into this doorway and just, would you like to be present?
look to her.
I'm okay with it if you want to be there.
Okay. Sure.
All right, step right in. You guys walk into just a different energy room. There isn't the iconography, the symbolism. It's fully functional in this space. There's dividers for certain bed areas, offering a little bit of comfort and privacy within the space. Rayla brings Vicky over and asks her to sit down on one of the beds. She removes one of the screens off to the side and begins to go through a full examination, which will take a little while. She does some rudimentary questioning, checks the arm, checks her head, and then eventually she does ask her to disrobe, and then just...
When she does, Wolfgang kind of like...
Yeah.
Not yeah, a little peek, but not trying to, you know...
She has
Be
some
weird.
scars that don't seem familiar.
And I would know.
Quite urgent.
As you kind of
Me,
peek at one moment, she does take the arm off for a moment, and then examines where it would normally attach.
That actually causes Wolfgang to kind of like, just kind of want to see.
Yeah, it's a series of latches and pins, and you watch as she clicks them back in, there is just like this like recalibration process that it goes through, where it's just like extending, expanding, moving, and kind of going through. As she finishes that, she actually goes over to like the face plate section and begins to examine how it's seamed together, and then eventually comes to the heart. Upon examination finishing, she kind of sits down and, well, this was quite something, not something I'm fully familiar with. The loss of limb is not uncommon, depending on your profession, though you don't seem like someone who works with carpentry or smithing, which is usually the most common scenarios of limb loss. And this caliber is unusual. Usually, the fighting of monsters or magical exposure would cause something like this. For the heart, that seems like one of the most diabolical forms of experimentation that I've ever personally seen. That takes a calculated mind and an unfeeling soul.
My understanding is the person that did this to her is a psychopath who will be meeting her justice at some point in the near-ish future.
AKA my dad. Lovely. To solve something like this is not entirely in my wheelhouse. We will need someone with a more mechanical mind, though I would like to alleviate any pain or stress during the procedure. I would like to be present.
I have a friend who is actually still in the city. Right?
Cable
leave
would still be in
tomorrow.
the city. They would leave at the morning of, not tomorrow, but the day after.
He's actually the one who
On
found
the
her.
14th, they would be heading out. Today's the 12th.
He found her a while back and has been caring for her. And he actually had a plan to try to fix this involving a thunder engine, and that's about as far as my expertise on this goes.
The dealings of the arcane are not my specialty, in the least.
Join the club.
I'm a woman of faith.
Can't relate.
Not many can. It's for some and not for everyone.
Sure.
But I have faith that I could help in this procedure, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, that's better than nothing at all. Would we be able to do that here?
Yes, we could do it here. I will approach the council tonight about approving this procedure. It will require necromancy, so I need to get approval for the procedure itself.
Is there anything else that I can do aside from getting this friend?
If I need to present you in the court as someone who might need to plead the case,
More than happy to do that.
I think I can get this done, though.
Okay. Do
Did
not
she
hesitate.
went through interrogation, I imagine, customs.
Yes, she did.
All right.
I do know that.
She's on record. There's nothing unusual in the books. So,
Mhm.
so long as there's no criminal reasons, this should go through just fine.
Great.
Excellent.
Kind of like side-eyeing Victoria with that.
Who is like 1,000-yard stare for a second, and then kind of comes back and like takes your hand.
Mhm.
For this, she's more than welcome to stay here if she wishes. We have others who are being held here in this space in particular. We can offer any medical assistance or alleviate any pains or discomforts. Unless you two would feel more comfortable in your own chambers.
That is up to her.
My apologies. I think I assumed too much.
It's fine. One concern I have is her ailment, let's call it, can cause her to be not herself sometimes. Is that something you and your people can...
As she casts a spell in her eyes, light up and she looks it all over.
Counter spell.
Cast Fuck you. Didn't know I had that either, did you, Zach?
You got shield and counter spell.
There's an enchantment.
Is there?
And a flash of bright, multicolored energy, very similar to the blast of red energy that normally comes from your smite, but it alters in coloration as it travels down, just like a rainbow traveling through, and it washes over her, and it's gone.
What is gone?
I took away the enchantment.
What?
It was altering her mind. It was causing her to have hallucinations. In the strangest way, it does not seem it was placed there. It was a natural... We've seen this recently, natural magical occurrences within the space. For example, have you heard of the spell Goodberry?
No.
Commonly used as a natural or primordial magical energy. It is a berry that tastes very, very good. When you eat it, you'll feel full for the rest of the day. It also has some healing capabilities. We have been finding that they're naturally occurring within the wild now. That you can find berries of similar properties that just happen. We have been finding this more and more often throughout the world. Or at least within the continent. I haven't personally spoken with any other countries yet. But this is frequently happening as part of this boom of magical age that we seem to find ourselves in. And we're doing our best to navigate it. It's usually mild and minor and very easy to get rid of if need be. So, in this case, yes. My guess is whatever trauma she experienced or went through caused a magical manifestation of her trauma. And imprinted on her, altering her mind in times of potential stress.
That is quite fascinating.
It's been an exciting development, but a scary one at the same time.
I can imagine. Were you around for the Everlost War?
I have lived during the Everlost War and dealt with the reactions within this city. There are a lot of dead that find their way into this water. Plenty of people drown on occasions. And they decided to resurface when Orcus came to this plane.
The group that defeated him. Were you familiar with any of them?
I didn't know any of them personally, no. Lunaris did not find herself heavily central in that space. She did not see the need with another champion nearby. Not another champion. I'm not Lunaris' champion, but a champion was present.
Who?
Lombard Garon. He still lives, actually, in Ibston.
He's that dwarven fellow, right? Interesting.
Spoken with him before. He's a wonderful, wonderful person.
Yeah, I've heard stories. He's supposed to be a great man, or dwarf, or whatever.
He's... whatever. He's old-timey. He's... quiet.
Interesting. Well, anyways.
So stoic.
I appreciate your help with this.
Of course.
Vicky, would you like to stay here or come back to the Drowning Roots is the name of the place?
Yes. You know it. Roll persuasion check. Or, not really. You're not really persuading her. Roll just general charisma. D20 plus your charisma, which I think is still the same bonus.
Same
but
thing. Hey, 13. Good
13
at,
total?
good at those, yeah.
I think I would rather come with you.
Okay.
Thank you for everything you've done. Of course.
Can we be back tomorrow with this friend?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We'll have enough time to talk to the council and the whole bit?
I mean, I'll see. I will let you know this evening how things go.
Okay.
I imagine you've traveled with my ward. You're familiar with the sending spell.
I've seen it once or twice.
You'll hear my voice in your head at some point.
Fantastic.
Yes. Let me walk you all out.
Can I make a donation to the church or anything like that?
You're more than welcome to, though it is not needed.
Do I give that to you?
I can take it, yes.
What would that normally... What does that normally look like?
What did this mean to you?
Here's 50 gold.
Thank you very much.
Paul's not my friend anymore.
You were so greedy.
That was selfish.
Seriously.
Handing over 50 gold to establishments of power and influence is an investment.
That's it.
Yeah.
Stupid investment.
Just because it doesn't have any mechanical thing that you can read doesn't mean it's not valuable.
Boom, motherfuckers. I don't actually care for the whole religion thing here, but...
I'll make a note about this. We'll see
Yeah,
if it comes
who
back.
needs a lightning rod when you've got a big ass fish?
Anyway!
That is the quote of the night.
Extra big
Got
ass
him, though.
fish.
Got him good.
All right. I'll walk you out.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It is a very lovely building structure thing you got here.
It has stood for a long time and it has undergone many restructures.
Do you know Zieg?
Yes, I'm familiar with Zeke. He comes in here on occasions.
Is he a good man?
He is, yes. He is a good man. I'm not the deceptive type.
Mm-hmm. You seem to be hesitating.
He has lived a troubled life,
Haven't we all?
not like his. And he is doing what he can to make amends. And if Lunaris has seen it fit to let him work under her name, I'm not one to question it. He's a fine man, and he's doing better.
Have you heard of a man named Victor Ravencroft?
Indeed. He has ushered forward this arcane age some time ago, though I know he passed some time ago.
How long ago?
I believe at least 20 years ago. I didn't have a personal interest and I never knew him face to face. But he's responsible for the Legends Call.
Yeah.
There are a number of people from the Legends Call who do frequent Laminsa looking for new talent, and they hold games for it.
Did you ever meet him?
No, I did not.
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah, right this way. And she leads you all out. You're left out in front. After that full examination, I mean, that was a very long process. It's probably nearing 10:45 at night.
Okay. We're gonna flag down a gondoler.
There's
Gondoler.
one waiting nearby.
Gondoler.
There's two.
Probably that same guy you gave that
Gondola
gold
man.
to.
There's two wires that. Well, the guy you gave the gold to was on the water. This guy is. It's
Oh,
a.
yeah.
It's a sky one.
Give me an air one.
Mm-hmm. There's two wires. There's one that, one goes back and forth, but they seem to sit on opposite sides at all times. So no matter which way you're coming from, there's somewhere to go.
It's like a ski lift.
Like it Disney.
Pretty much. You hop on, and we will move on over to the group as you all head back to the Drowning Roots Tavern, dragging your heels all the way there.
The sullenest, sulky boy over here.
Sulky boy.
wanna face
When we
consequences.
get back, can we have a meeting in your room?
All of us or just the two of you?
Just the two of us. You can make it.
Could we do it in Vicky's room? There's something I have to do there.
What?
You have to do something in Vicky's room?
I'm helping Wolfie out, alright?
Okay. No, that's
Helping
fair.
him what?
That's fair.
What?
Helping him what?
You'll find out when we get there.
Sorry, I just wanted to follow the train.
Take an inspiration for that.
You bet.
You all approach the Drowning Roots Tavern to lively music being played within the space. Stepping in, you see a Triton woman dancing across as a tannish-skinned individual, someone you have both seen before, playing some drums nearby, kind of entrancing the audience with a jovial song. There seems to be a couple of other just jump-in performers who are playing a bit of wind instruments nearby. Someone pulls out a violin and starts playing it as well. But it seems like a nice little performance is happening in the middle here. If people are wishing to come in unseen or unnoticed potentially, this is a good time to do it.
Let's get dragged in.
We clear the doorway, and I just.
Alright. If you'll excuse me. Mr. Nand.
Okay. Let's
I
go.
would like to go up to the bar
Mm-hmm.
and ask them to send some food to my room. I'm going to retire for the evening.
Sure, we can get something sent to you. Give her a moment to finish her dance, and I'll get it sent to you.
No
right
rush.
away. All right. Thank
So
you.
then Renwin's gonna go. Good night, fellas.
The quarrying's going excellent.
Awesome.
We'll have that fish
I don't
ready
know
by
what
tomorrow.
that means. Stay out of trouble. And then
Can't
she'll
promise
go,
anything.
She'll go upstairs,
Downstairs.
downstairs.
Mhm.
Gonna see everybody leave, and I'm just gonna kind
Travolta?
of. Yeah. Just like,
Nesta's like, I would love a drink. And
Yes.
my feet hurt so
Nesta
much
was with us.
for
Didn't
doing everything that I was doing today.
I know we've been more partial to ale and other things, but well, how do you feel about a glass of wine?
I like wine. I'm very familiar.
Your pick. I'll take care of it. Let's split the bottle.
All right. Merlot.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Merlot.
Merlot.
I'll hail the barkeep and get a
Oh.
fine bottle of Merlot.
Seems like more of a rosé fan.
At the evening?
Yeah, rosé all day, bro.
Oh. Rosé, no
Fucking
way.
White girl Keegan over here.
No, that's just Kaelus.
Do you have White Claw?
2 glasses
White
are
Claw.
poured for you.
Sounds
The
like something
bottle's
they'd
left.
Yeah.
We'll keep a tab open. I imagine you guys are gonna be having a good night. We got music tonight. Someone aced their audition.
Son of a bitch.
You didn't show up.
Yep.
I'll take a glass and cheers, Nesta.
To finally get into the city.
Yes, it's been quite the ordeal.
She sips it. All right. You two are disappearing.
What are we doing in here?
We just
You get to the door, and it is locked.
I think you can do something about that.
You know, back at home, I had this handy dandy lockpick. And it'd be really useful if I had one. But I don't have any tools for thieving or anything.
Did they get upstairs before me?
Well, I do, so here you go.
They got downstairs before you, but only by like a fraction of a second.
Have you practiced in these before?
I have on occasion, if it's necessary.
All right. Well,
So
let me
would
show
I see
you.
them doing this?
Yeah,
my
you see them
skill.
hunkered near Vicky's door.
Excuse me, Frognand.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Wolfie asked Kaelus to do this for him.
He asked you to break into Vicky's room?
Actually, yeah, as far as I'm aware.
Frognand, do you think that's really what's happening here?
I'm just trusting Kaelus. I mean, look at him. He's so cool and like.
I like that we all laughed.
Yeah. I mean, ask him. Ask him if he's telling the truth.
I don't have to ask him, Frognand. If he was invited into Vicky's room, surely she would have left the door unlocked for him.
Penguin, would you like to come with us? And then you can see that I am actually not up to no good.
Well, what are you gonna do in there?
I am going to clean.
Why?
So we don't
Dex
get
plus-
arrested again.
Hold on. She whips out her kit and
As you pull out your kit, he just opens the door, unlocks it immediately.
oh my! What did you do?
I didn't do anything. All right, close the door. Close the door.
Oh, okay.
You guys rush in,
Run in.
door closing behind you.
What is this?
What did you do?
I
It's-
didn't do anything.
It seems like an immaculate space.
Really? There's
Oh,
no
damn it!
bloody sheets in here?
Roll investigation check.
She was there all night, all day.
21.
21. Looking through, you kind of like check the space, like, what the fuck happened? And you open up some cupboards and just bloody sheets like fall out the side. They were like shoved in there. Yeah.
What did you do?
Situational.
Yes, 100%. But it seems like she tried to
Yeah.
hide them in case anyone walked in.
All right, well, can you give me those? Okay.
Okay. Just tell me what to do.
Just gather everything up and give it to me,
Okay.
What happened?
and I will into the ring with all the bloody sheets and everything.
Okay?
And then
Ring
I'll
drops to the ground,
come back out.
back on your finger.
Yeah, without the
Kaelus,
sheets.
are you gonna explain this?
I will soon. Hold on. And I'll start prestidigitating any blood around the room.
Yeah,
off.
you flake it away. Cleaning up the space. It looks let's do a clean check.
Clean
Can I
check?
assist if I am
Yeah,
prestidigitating?
and we can give it advantage.
Give you advantage.
Let's see how much you're actually able to cover. This is going to be a D20.
Dex.
You can do, no. This is whether or not you see it all. So it's going to be investigation or perception.
Investigation it is. Natural 20.
Yeah.
You're feeling extremely confident that you got every speck of potential dried
Under
blood
4.
within this space.
Cleaning up a murder scene.
You even find near a piece that had kind of been like stuck inside of that cabinet where all the sheets fell out, a piece of like cloth or fabric. That doesn't seem like something Vicky wears. It's kind of hide material, kind of tough, a toughness to it. Bit of dried blood on there. You kind of wipe the blood away.
Vicky did a wee bit of hunting.
Oh. Okay. No need to say anymore. I understand.
Well, where is she now?
Probably with Wolfie.
I hope so. Who did she kill?
I don't really know.
Oh man, are we gonna get arrested again?
That's why I'm here, to make sure we don't get arrested again.
Yeah, but where's the body?
Oh, I don't really know.
Well, it's great and all to clean up all the bloody sheets and whatever, but
I'm just saying anything that might have led them to us here. Someone who rented the room is now gone.
It's gonna be okay. Don't worry.
is Vicky okay?
She's with Wolfie.
Poor girl.
They'll figure it out, alright? Now let's go get a drink.
Okay. Wait.
Alright.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll leave.
Alright. Close the door behind you, please.
Ring went out.
Don't let it hit you on
the
the way out.
I mean, she could have stayed, I guess. But jeez. I just wanted to ask you for some help. You're a magic-y boy, right?
We dabble.
I thought that the professor was gonna be my magic-y mentor. But he doesn't seem to approve of my scientific inquiry.
I think he's better at hitting stuff.
Yeah. You know, for someone that's a professor, I would expect him to be smarter than me.
Shoot at people who aren't in the room.
I will murder you.
Frogman or Zach?
Both. I'll kill you and then I'll kill Brogdon.
Mr. Nan, intelligence comes in all types of forms. Some people are socially intelligent, others are book smart, others are.
Well, it just seems like you have it all.
I might.
The professor is.
Oh my gosh. Are you okay?
You should have had rosé.
Sorry, just something in the air, I guess.
Rosé.
But anyways, I've been working on this enchantment, and I really just love a second set of eyes and hands on this. You know this, and I show this really beautiful silver and sapphire clasp that I use to hold on my cape.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on ways to enchant this, but I'm nervous to break it because someone really cool gave it to me.
I think I might know who gave it to you.
Yeah, I think you did too. So if I set up my room for a few hours tonight, would you meet me in there tomorrow morning and help me do some enchanting?
Oh, I suppose I could. I don't know how big of a help I might be.
You're gonna be great. You're gonna be great. You have a tie to the object. You just put your will into it, and I have faith in us.
All right, Mr. Nand. I'll help you out. I might have a book on this, although I might not be able to get back in the ring to get it.
Oh. Okay. I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Do you need like a wake up call or anything like that?
Definitely.
Okay. I'll call you as soon as I'm awake.
Sounds right as rain.
I'll go to my room and I'm going to start setting up my station for I slept in pretty late today after my midday nap.
Sure.
So I'm going to stay up as late as I can without risking exhaustion to prep.
What would that be? I mean, you could stay up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
You took another long rest when everyone else was awake.
I'm thinking I'll probably do.
You only, for what you're aiming for here, you're needing about 8 hours of work.
Okay. So could I pump out
To
like
start.
5 or 6 hours of work right now?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. Save 2 or 3 for the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Should I roll to see if that was a successful amount? In progress?
It's more at the end of the work period. We see if the enchantment stays.
Cool. So right now I'm setting up my books. I'm setting up my clasp. I'm also going to next to my clasp, I'm going to place the Dragonelle tooth that we took in the labs.
Okay.
Right next to my clasp, and try to search for some. Oh, I'll shred the green ribbon I have, and try to make a necklace out of it.
Oh, sure. Just trying to make something cool looking for now?
Yeah, I mean, it's more functional than beautiful, but I'll try to make some beauty into it.
Sure. Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Get that
You
all
start setting up your stuff. Cool. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna head back upstairs and I'll join Phil and Ness.
Okay. Were you two chatting about anything in particular? Or? She was just kind of catching you up on what it was like being home and...
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I would have asked her like how stuff went at the temple and just delving deeper into any like things that sound interesting, but like save that for when Brittany's here.
Yeah. I'll find out with you. So.
But no, otherwise we're just chatting, hanging out at the bar.
Sure. Kaelus comes back up. A demonstration wraps up in that moment, and the bartender is flagged down. Drinks are starting to come around. People are going off to their corners.
So we've finished the Merlot bottle and are on to the rosé.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
All right, hello you two.
Good evening.
How you feeling, Phil?
Right as rain. A few glasses and looks like a few more.
All right, well, I thought we could have a wee bit of a chat. while I'm here. I'll sit down in the booth or table or whatever it is.
I think we're at the bar.
You're at the bar,
honestly.
yeah.
Okay, I'll just pull up a stool next
Yeah.
to you. Alright, so what's your problem with me?
My problem is that you utilize everything around you to escape any actual consequences for yourself, even though you inherently do things wrong and then see no repercussions for it. I find it rather uncouth, insulting, and, quite frankly, morally wrong.
Right. Here's my theory. I think I'm a bit of a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit in your string of threads that you're trying to put together, and that frustrates you.
Yes, it does frustrate me, but your attitude is beside my frustration.
I'm going to take this bottle, and I will see you all in a moment. And Nesta kind of walks
Homer
off
Simpson
to the
style.
side a little bit.
You ready to some calm emotions?
I don't have it prepared.
I'm tapped. I've been cleaning
Can
up.
I come upstairs from my upstairs?
I mean, the food's about to be brought to you.
Because I'm about I'm about to go tattle.
Thank you.
I'm about to go like, do you know that there's a bunch of blood? I was gonna go talk to Dr. Phil. But then I see him and Kaelus talking, and then I see Nesta, and I go, oh, and then I'm gonna go talk to Nesta.
She's just like, yes, please.
Well, look, you're an analytical person, it seems like. So, I don't think you've gathered enough evidence to come to that conclusion, because you don't really know me.
Yes, I would say you're right, and I would love to get to know you more so that way I could come to a conclusion if you would let me. But you don't. You keep everything held tight to your chest.
It's not really such a bad thing. I don't want to share with everybody. I mean, couldn't you judge me more for my actions with the group? I've done nothing but really help everyone.
Been rather helpful, yes, but everyone else has also been rather helpful and more forthcoming with information that could be pertinent to situations that we may find ourselves in.
What might satiate your needs in this moment?
Well, I'd like to know of any conflicts that may be happening that you're aware of, and if there's anything that you can divulge about this patron of yours.
My patron is a genie named Rafik. And I don't really know what else you might need to know about him. He lives in the elemental plane of air. It's very difficult, and I'm out here exploring, and he's offered me some powers in exchange for stories.
Well, would be fitting that genies are wont to just have aloof entertainment, and well, he would certainly foot the bill for that.
I'd say I've made some pretty lovely stories recently.
I'm sure. But it's elemental plane of air. I spoke somewhat with your previous engagement. They mentioned strife between the various elemental planes. You know anything of that?
There's always been strife between the elemental planes. Fire and water don't exactly mix. Wind and earth are worlds apart.
Yes, but fire and air. I think they'd get along more than not.
It depends who you ask. I mean, wind could set a fire out of control.
That's fair enough. Or I could stoke a flame right when you need it.
Good. I am not too privy to what's going on with Rafik and whatever people he might be fighting. I fell in love with the wrong person.
That's fair enough then. Oz,
Was
don't get me wrong. He's a fine fellow.
stand-up
appears.
guy.
Thank you.
Did you take care of that thing?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Lovely.
I must say, rather upstanding, and I regretfully must admit that my initial reaction is, well, shameful. But I imagine that must be hard given his background. But how did you two come across each other?
I think I told the story back at that bar where I was half naked when you guys first found him.
Well, you told that there was a link of sorts, but
He was wandering the Shadowfell and found himself in a bit of trouble with a rather big shadow creature, and I happened to, well, help him escape. And ever since then, he's been in my service.
and so that brings me to a point that another thought. Speaking of elemental planes and such with your patron, but you do hail from the Shadowfell, yes?
Yes.
It's just rather interesting. Your, well, quite honestly, your markings should show evidence of both.
It does. And I mean, storms and wind are very prevalent everywhere. The winds travel. And I'm what you might call Stormborn. These markings were... I don't know how to describe it really. There was a great storm on the day I was born, and, well, these came with it.
I need your conversation to fill this gap in.
My conversation.
Rayla's just told you about naturally occurring magical occurrences. I need that information.
Metagame.
Because I'm just like, oh wait, damn it.
Heading back to the bar, so you know.
Rather curious. May I share a interesting fact that you may not realize? Technically, I am actually part Shadakai.
Are you now?
My father's side.
Your father's side. Do you know your father?
Yes, I know both of my parents fairly well. They're still out and about in the Feywilds.
Who is your father?
I'm looking for it right now.
I forgot my dad!
Not that all Shadowkoi know one another, but I'm curious.
I think his name's Tom.
Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil. It's bright yellow boots. Fits the Feywild.
Reference. Oh, I don't have it down here. I have it somewhere else, I'm sure. I really need to organize my notes. I'm all over the
Insert blank
place.
name. It's fine.
Yeah, we can come back to that moment.
Yeah, I don't think I know I've been told them before. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't have them in my notes on hand right
Tom
now.
Oliphant.
I can tell
That's
you
what it is.
right now, with the name that is given, you don't
Yeah.
know this individual.
Yeah, I guess all Shadowkoi don't know one another. So how did your father end up with your mother?
Erebus.
Erebus.
Did my father come to the Feywild, or did my mother go to the Shadowfell?
He came from the Shadowfell to the Feywild. Eventually, fell in love with your mother and decided to stay. He has hinted to a complicated past, but never really went into much more detail than that.
Yes, well, he came from the Shadowfell, courted my mother, and well, I felt it a worthy enough reason to stay.
Like a
Let's see.
disgusting level of love.
Ew.
Ew. Like ogling at each other in public. It was so annoying.
It seems to me that you favor your mother's side.
As far as family heritage goes.
That's fair. Well, does that sate your curiosity, Phil?
By your question, am I correct in assuming that you do not know your parents.
I don't. I was an orphan, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. Happens to the best of us. Ness is the perfect example, I suppose.
She's an orphan as well. I don't know if I was.
I know that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's chatted about
Oh wait,
it.
no,
Okay.
she did tell me on the ship before we removed the curse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she's told everyone that she comes from an
Yeah.
orphanage.
Okay, I couldn't remember
Okay.
if I was there.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not, so.
yeah. I know she's mentioned it to the whole group
Okay,
at this
okay,
point.
yeah, then. Yes, well, just you guys have. One's beginnings doesn't mean that they're beholden to it.
Alright, well, now you.
Now me.
Yes, you. I don't really know much about you besides you're from the Feywild. And you're really annoying when you talk about things you like.
Excuse me for having passion.
Well,
So good.
you are from Astalia, I'm from Astalia. Are you part of any group up there?
No, I am a professor and instructor at the Bright Seed Academy.
Everyone's pretty uptight there.
Yes, we do hold things to a fairly high standard. It is one of the top areas of learning within the continent.
And you're out here looking for a meteor?
Yes, it's pertaining to the Everlost War, and, well...
Well,
Seeing as I helped during that war, I just would like to make sure nothing evil comes of it, if it happens to be any sort of remnant or otherwise.
and you felt a professor was the best person for that job?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're off to search for an evil object and you've been spending your entire life reading books. It seems like you might send someone else a little more battle-hardened for it.
Well,
Or were you getting bored, Phil?
due to circumstances that I think I may have a hunch that I hope you would understand, it is not my intention to come here single-handedly. Generally speaking, when I go on expeditions,
Kidnapped, etc., etc., etc.
I usually am able to hire somewhat of an entourage to come with me.
Were you given money to do that?
Oh yes, I get grants from the academy fairly often.
So did they take that money from you when you were imprisoned?
If you recall, it was a long time ago when we did Session 0.
Yeah.
You were here assisting Victor Diebel, who is essentially like the head of your branch of study within that city. And there was a whole excavation team coming with you.
Yeah.
It was then that you were essentially brought away from your group.
Yoink.
Yeah. Yes, essentially, I had everything together, did some research at a observatory, and then got attacked, and, well, here we are. And unfortunately, all the funds were left with the rest of the group.
Ah, it's disappointing. I really wanted some armor.
Well, apologies, but we are working on trying to get some more.
I wanted it before we were fighting terrible sea monsters. Alright, well anyways, Phil, that's all rather boring. Have you ever been in love?
I love that.
I may have had some relationships. Any of any note were back when I was in the Feywild. But since coming to the material plane, I've kept myself rather busy.
Except for that lovely gnome lady.
Halfling.
Halfling. That lovely halfling lady.
Yes, well, after being carted back and forth overseas on ships and then stuck underground for a week or so, I'm afraid I let my inhibitions and a taste for liquor get the better of me.
You should do it more often and lighten up a little bit. You're a lot more fun when you do. And not your angry sunshine form. I mean, You're a little more loose.
Well, happy to operate.
To new beginnings, Phil.
Cheers.
With drinks that were eventually poured for you.
Yeah.
I'm still... And again, this is nothing of... This portion is simply no fault of yours, but I'm not convinced that you have some connection with it in all of this. I think it's just only a matter of time before it reveals itself.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, won't we?
Suppose I will just have to wait and see.
All right, then. Good night, Phil. I gotta talk to my fucking ex.
Rather surprised that you're even entertaining the idea.
I want to see if he follows me. Do you mind holding on to this? I'll give you the ring.
I'll put it on. I will say that I do appreciate that you trust me with something like this.
Don't betray that trust, Phil. You will not like what happens if you do.
Well, I don't intend to.
All right. And I will banish Oz. Have a good night. And I'll walk out.
You as well.
Meanwhile, you were chatting with Nesta. Anything in particular you want to do?
As
Or
soon
do
as
you
they
actually want to
saw,
wait for Brittany to come?
I do want to wait for
Okay,
Brittany to
okay.
come, but I imagine they delivered my food to me when they
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
me.
yeah. They saw you. They brought you your food. She
Yeah.
ordered something as well.
No, I'm just gonna
Okay.
explain to her. We'll chat, and then I'll explain to her that I did a lot of running today. And I need to go to sleep.
I'll say with some of the short rest that's happening right now, you do recover that point of exhaustion.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, exhaustion functions differently depending
Being
on how you
around
accrue it.
Nesta really reinvigorated
Yeah.
me.
You can see your erection from space. Jesus.
So horny.
I'm a lady. It's
And?
called a clubby. Okay?
Wait, what?
Could you repeat that louder into the microphone?
It's like a
right,
like a
anyway.
chubby for your club.
I'm not going to.
And shenanigans.
Wolfgang, you walk through the door.
See you next week, y'all.
I'm not ending on that.
Don't hit the button too late.
It's just science.
We don't get into any action on the way back?
No,
Bummer.
Bummer.
I was really hoping someone's going to try to rob me.
this is not Voxroom,
Everywhere should
and
be
you're in a
Boxroom.
really nice part of town.
All right, that makes sense, I guess. They would be robbing
will
people
say
in nice
it,
parts of
Lauren.
town.
Mackenzie
True Lake
ships
Town, you get
with
into some more
Nesta
shady
so
stuff.
hard.
That's where
I
should
ship
have
me
gone.
and Nesta so hard.
She also ships me and Wolfgang so hard.
You walk into the Drowning Roots Tavern.
Looking around. What time is this at this point?
At this point, it's probably getting close to midnight. It's getting pretty late.
Okay. Careful.
Vicky has her hood up and
Do you want
kind
to
of squeezes your hand and is just like, I'm going to go to the room.
Sure.
This many people, it's a little much.
Do you want to have a drink?
Do you want to bring it to my room?
Everyone relax.
Someone's got a clubby.
I quit. That's it. I'm done.
Can someone put that in their notes? So we can bring
This
that back
is
up.
the most cursed knowledge that has been given to us.
Big yikes.
Sure.
You guys didn't know about that?
It's not that I didn't know about it, I just didn't want it to be the name of today's episode.
It's not.
Getting the clubby.
Clubbies all around.
Looking for the clubby.
Where's the clubby?
All right.
No man will ever find it.
It's not as dramatic as your version.
Wow.
Anyways,
Anyways.
I will go to the bartender.
Hey,
Evening. Wrapping up soon, I imagine.
I don't know. With this crowd, we might keep things going for a little while.
Good.
Entertainment's top notch.
Could I get a bottle of something nice?
Sure. Dry, sweet. Got a preference?
I have no idea.
You seem like a dry guy to me.
Yeah, that's not the first time someone said that to me.
I don't know how to take that. That was a terrible. There we go. That was better. Hands it to you. 2 glasses. Of course. If I was a player, yes. When I'm the DM, how dare you?
Sorry, can I continue?
Yeah. Go.
He was so polite for all your guys' shit.
I know, we're terrible.
You guys are the fucking worst.
You are handed a glass.
2 glasses?
2 glasses.
Goddamn right. And we'll go to Vicky's room. Knocking kind of awkwardly.
She's like, I'm right here.
I know.
She pulls out a key and
Oh, she wasn't already in?
No.
I thought she went ahead of me.
No, she hung out and waited
Oh,
for
I
you.
didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, that makes less sense now.
She was like, what are you doing?
Thinking you were already in the room
What are you
and
doing?
not standing next to me.
Fuck.
Roguish minx.
I can't help it. She walks in. And the door closes.
Yeah.
She sits on the bed.
Looking around. You cleaned up?
No, I didn't.
I mean,
I put the sheets away. They're in there.
kind of walking up and open it. Did you?
Oh, holy shit. Was someone else in my room?
What do you mean?
Did they not know that you were going to do this?
No. I didn't see them come in,
Put
did
the
I?
sheets in there. Well, yeah, you would have seen them come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not a quiet. You wouldn't have like. You could be like, oh yeah, it's probably Vicky, but he like fucking stands out.
Oh, okay.
He's huge. He went down to the room.
I would have just been like, I got your back. That's all I would have said.
You heard him, I got your back.
As I'm walking. I don't fucking know what that means.
So now we find ourselves in this moment.
We should probably go.
We're going to have to temple.
Yeah.
Can we cross each other in the hallway?
As you guys are starting to leave, yes.
Okay, I'm like coming downstairs as they
Sure.
maybe. Okay,
I'll allow it.
and I'll just be like, Vicky, hi.
Hey,
Hello.
Don't think
Are
we
you
have the time.
okay?
We have to go.
we have to go.
Well, why?
Reasons.
We'll talk about that another time.
Okay, well, just so you know, I helped Kaelus with that thing you asked him, and your secret is safe with me.
Oh, big.
Sorry, you're trying so hard.
What the hell are you talking about?
Kaelus said you asked him to come in and clean up the room, so I helped out.
I asked, where is he?
I knew he was lying.
So wait.
I would very much like to stab him.
I would love to let you.
No good
And
deed
I,
goes
like,
Anyway, he took all of that
I
stuff
kind
with
of
like the.
I kind of put my hand over your mouth and drag you into the room, slam the door. So, you cleaned this up?
Well, yeah, there was like a bunch of stuff stuffed
I'm-
into the cupboards, and then he took it and disappeared into his ring, and then he prestidigitated like all the blood up. He said that you asked him to.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
We didn't ask him to, or at least I didn't.
I did not ask him to do that.
Okay.
Well, I saw him and Frogman trying to break into the room. And I said, what are you doing? And they said, oh no, she just locked it. She forgot that she needed us to come inside. And I didn't believe that.
Franklin, thank you very much.
And now you need to get out of this room.
Opening the door.
I got kicked out of the room.
Because I need to blow some steam. She grabs you, and we're going to fade to black in that moment.
I got your back.
Hey, he just wingmaned you. Somehow.
Sure did.
With like the most minimal effort. I got your back. What does that mean?
I'm like, oh no.
Bringing us upstairs. Kaelus.
Wait, did I just get some?
Yeah, you got some. She needed to blow off some steam.
Hell yeah.
She went from a panicked mode to just like, I have so much anxiety. I need to get that out of me right now. She's been rolling so well all night.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I keep rolling to see like how it's progressing in terms of like the feelings, because I'm like she just doesn't
Can you guys
really
be
know which way
serious,
she's
'cause
leaning.
my face hurts.
Kaelus.
Can we be serious? Sorry.
Yes.
Kendra is kind of leaning up against kind of one of the sidebars off to the corner of one of the
Mark off
rooms,
the things I used earlier.
and is nursing a glass of wine. It looks like.
Okay.
I'm still at the bar.
Okay.
I'd like to keep an eye.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. If anything major shifty comes around, we'll do an active perception check.
Yeah.
But for now, everything seems above board.
I will just walk towards the exit door,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll lean against it for a second. I'll pull out my flute, and I'll play like a quick little tune, and then walk out the door.
Okay.
I hear the notes that Willy Wonka plays to get the Oompa Loompas to come.
It's more mystical, isn't it?
Roll a persuasion check.
23.
Maybe 10 minutes go by, Professor, before he kind of downs his glass and begins to head towards the exit.
Once I see him go out the exit,
Something you notice as well, he has his talisman on again.
Once he goes out the door, I will kind of slowly make my way over either to the door or where there's a window and
Mm-hmm.
post myself up so I can observe outside.
Okay. How far do you go?
Oh, I'm slowly, the whole 10 minutes, I was just slowly walking up like a road that you could just see someone moving up.
You can't exactly see where Kaelus is, especially with it getting so dark out. It's nearing midnight, so certain lamps or fires that would be out in front of people's homes are starting to darken and dim. Your dark vision's kicking in, but you can't see Kaelus, but you do see Kendra walking away before it's getting impossible to see at this distance.
I'll go outside and just kind of hang in the front and try and keep him at the edge of my dark vision.
Okay, so whenever he leaves, you keep going.
You have dark vision?
Yeah.
Roll a general stealth check. Unless you're trying to just not hide and you're just trying to pass it off like you're no one of interest, which is difficult. He does know what you look like.
Yeah. There's I imagine there's not much other people out and about, right?
Not really. There's an occasional person who kind of walks by. There's some gondoliers who kind of like go by just looking, seeing if you want to flag them down, but then they keep going if you don't do anything.
Okay.
But there's not really many crowds.
I'm gonna wait by the front of the tavern and not pursue.
Okay.
But I'm gonna clock what direction they go.
Yes, you especially with that keen mind, you know exactly which direction they went. Where do you go, Kaelus?
I'll continue up the road, and then if there's like a bridge, I'll cross onto the bridge, and I'll wait at the middle of it.
All right.
We're both allowed to get some?
A few minutes pass. A familiar face stops at the edge of the bridge looking at you.
He kind of just turns and has his hands in his pockets and doesn't say anything.
Gotta admit, I wasn't expecting to bump into you.
Neither was I. It's good to see you, though, Kendra.
All right. The material plane, huh? Everything you expected it to be?
I thought it would be more friendly.
Not many people like you and me.
No, not at all. Your necklace. Made a new pact.
An old friend.
After all the work I went through with that wish, and you made a new deal.
Mm-hmm. If only your dad wasn't such a big old liar.
If only.
Feigned the deal He never did the wish. When I got let loose, I was a beacon point for them. And they roped me right back in. Except this time, I had to say yes. So, I prefer my skin intact.
That's fair. Maybe he doesn't love me as much as he said he did.
No, I think he has a game that he's playing. And you and I are pieces.
Well, we did try to shift the narrative. Maybe it's time to shift again.
I think I'm done with that.
Oh, really? And I'll walk a little bit closer.
Kaelus, it was fun. You gotta admit, but it would never worked.
Kendra, I have big plans.
Mm-hmm.
And there are expectations on me for how to handle you if I'm to take my place again.
Insight check.
You son of a bitch. 18.
He kind of flexes his hand a bit, the jingling of what chain is nearby him. Yeah. I can't let that happen now. I have expectations too. He'll grip his hand and the gem will and he this happened to you. He plane shifted.
He plane shifted or? Okay, you gotta go.
And a puff of smoke. Igneous rock burns your nostrils for a second.
Does that cast any sort of light?
At this point, with how far they walked away, it's too far.
And I'll rest his forearms on the bridge.
I gotta find out if that worked.
I will say probably after like 10 minutes or so, I'll leave from the bar and head in that direction.
Okay.
I'm still there.
You were momentarily left alone. The moonlight of Lunaris, almost nearing a full moon at this point, casting red dragon wrath across the night. And as you begin to approach, we will come to an end for the episode tonight. It was a late one. Thank you all for hanging in there with us. I just wanted to find
it
a
was
nice...
like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah. I
It
can't
was
remember
an
when we
appropriate
started.
amount of fish talk.
But if it was a long session, thank you all for hanging in there with us. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
Worth it for the fish.
First night of Laminsa seeming to be coming to a close, and a lot has happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sure
we
has.
will continue on, see what else is in store for this group. And Brittany will be back.
Yay!
Brittany,
Finally!
I really hope I didn't jinx ourselves.
Yeah.
Please, Brittany, take care of yourself.
And she go.
And Stream Dog.
Chaplin.
Stream Dog. Chaplin's a good boy. He's a
Check
very
us out
good boy.
on our social medias.
Be sure to check us out on all of our social media. 20 Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, though we don't use it often, Twitter, which we never use, and TikTok, which is blowing up for us.
Help it blow up
TikTok,
further.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Get
Thank
on
you
that
all
TikTok.
so much for joining us. We will see you back here, same time, same place. Thank you very much.
Don't go back to
Goodbye.
TikTok.
Boo!
Oh.